Advantage makes the selling process so easy so that sellers walk away happy. They may even offer you a $10,000 advance to help with all your moving expenses. So get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-2747. Or you can go to sellersadvantage.com. That's sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Just like in sports, you can never predict an accident. It will come when you least expect it. Travis Rogers here with DeMarco Farr to tell you about our friend, Joseph S. Normand.
If you're in any accident, call Joseph at 213-747-2000. The team at Normand Legal is ready to help you and achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Joseph at 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. The law office of Joseph S. Normand.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installation with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Cap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Cap is on.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah. You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton. You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm?
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano and Cap.
God, I'm going to melt you. Yeah. Bing, ba-da-bum. Yeah. Bing, ba-da-bum. Bing. Yeah. Do, da-da-bum. Uh-huh. Boom, ba-da-bum. Boom, ba-da-bum. Yeah. Bing, ba-da-bum. Yeah. Well, George Sedano is in Boston.
A beautiful part of Boston, too, Cambridge, which is just outside of downtown. I actually saw like a crew team practicing in the river or whatever the hell that is outside.
You mean that body of water that's straight and narrow and kind of people put boats on it and then they kind of row, that thing?
Yeah. Yeah. I was, it must have been like, maybe it was like the Harvard crew team or something. I don't know. Who knows?
All right.
Wasn't
and then Gregory.
The Winklevoss twins, weren't they?
Yeah, like the Winklevi. The Winklevi were.
Winklevi, that's right.
They were part of the crew team at Harvard.
The plural of Winklevoss is Winklevi?
Winklevi.
No, I mean, that's a joke.
No,
it's not really Winklevi.
No, that's it. No, it's grammatically correct.
I thought it was the same guy. In the movie,
the movie, it was the same guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just played. They just did like CGI or whatever to make him a twin or whatever.
Ah, so real life, different people.
Correct.
Just making sure.
Not one guy with two names?
Exactly.
No. The Winklevi are two people, yes.
Do you guys remember at the beginning of Full House when they showed Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, and instead of it saying Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen,
it said Mary-Kate Ashley Olsen.
Because they wanted to make you think it was the same person, and I didn't believe my dad for years. He'd be like, that's two people. And I was like, no, it's not, Dad. And he's like, yes, it is. It's two people.
Yeah.
I never believed him.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Love Full House. Not every time, but a few times that I've been to San Francisco, I go to the Full House, the Painted Ladies, where the Full House intro is filmed.
That's kind of like one of those standard things. Like my daughters have done that. They've all got
There's
the
that big park
picture.
right across the street. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, here we are, Full House.
Very IG worthy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very touristy thing to do.
Hey, Sedano, there's a pizza. Do you like pizza? Are you a pizza, like a big pizza guy?
Of course.
There's a place called Santarpio's Pizza in Boston that I went to one time. The one time that I went there. And Santarpio's is in East Boston and is absolutely delicious. If you can get over there, I don't know how much time you have, but if you can get over there, Santarpio's.
Yeah, I mean it's. Let me see how far it is. Let's see.
Yeah, let us know how far Santarpio's is.
Yeah, it's delicious. Cap, you've been to Boston.
I have, but I've never been to Santarpio's.
You should have gone to Santarpio's.
Hey, listen, I'm supposed to go to Boston this year when the Rams play the Patriots.
Oh, there you go.
And
oh my God, Cappy!
Yeah,
So when I was driving in, they were killing your boy, man.
Who is
Alex Van Pelt?
They were the sports radio guys. I didn't know who it was, but they were killing your boy.
Why? What are they saying? What are they saying? Those sports radio guys.
Wait, was it Zolak?
I don't know who it was. I didn't hear who it was. It was. I don't think it was Zolak. It was. It might have been the afternoon show. I'm presuming.
What are they killing him about?
They were saying he's too conservative.
Listen,
look what they have out there.
You have like no offensive line. You have a plan with your quarterback because you don't want to get him killed this early. You don't have a star receiver. You don't have. I mean, they knew coming into this season they don't have much by way of talent. And then what did everybody do? Think that because they beat the Cincinnati Bengals in week 1, what are they going to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, the expectations are a little out of whack here, obviously. So, I mean, there is that. But they were killing. They called him conservative. They said that he's not the right fit. And I'm like, dude, he's been there for 3 games or whatever.
Oh my God, give me a break.
If you can't make Drake May a good quarterback, no one can.
Well, I mean, Drake May, he's going to need years, probably a couple years to be good to reach his potential.
But the problem is that NFL fans, and we'll use the fans of the Patriots just as an example for this discussion, they see what's going on in Chicago. They see that Caleb Williams is playing, and by the way, not well, and they see him put up over 300 yards passing this past week, and you're like, yeah, because there's no running game, and there's no O-line, and he had to pass the ball 50-plus times. So they see Caleb Williams playing. They see Jaden Daniels playing, and they see the fact that in the last 2 weeks he's played progressively better. And then they saw him play on national TV last week on Monday night and win a game, right? And then you've seen Bo Nix play for Denver. And if you're a Patriots fan, you'd probably rather see the young player get in and play now and take his lumps rather than getting beaten up with, an old veteran backup quarterback as your starter.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, guys, they got a plan. Beat up on the head coach, beat up on the owner, beat up on the general manager. Don't beat up on the offensive coordinator. It's my boy.
Yeah, it was hilarious. As soon as I got in the car, in my rental car, I turned on their sports radio station, and they were going right after your guy, right after him.
Wow. That is just not cool.
Yeah, so I just figured you wanted to know. You can tell him. You can tell your guy.
Yeah, well, listen, the fact of the matter is if he wasn't my guy, I'd probably be doing the same thing they're doing.
Does he listen to sports radio? Is he a sports radio guy because of you?
No,
not at all. Not one bit.
If I were a coach, I would never listen.
But you say all the time, everybody in every coach in Los
Angeles.
Players
definitely listen. I mean, I don't know about now because sports radio is a little different. Like most people are young people listen to podcasts. But I would say when early in my career, and Cappy, you would probably agree with this. I mean, well, you've told stories about coaches listening for sure. I think they're more prone to listening, but I would say that back in the day, even 10, 12, 15 years ago, players would definitely listen to sports radio for sure.
Oh, yeah, and they all denied it. But you know what's interesting about it, though, is that here's what I will say. If the coaches aren't listening, they still know what's going on the airwaves. You want to know how?
Somebody's telling them.
Yeah. You want to know who it is more often than not?
The PR guy.
No, their wives.
Oh.
The wives listen relentlessly because the wives are all Brenda Warners, okay? Just most of them just don't call in, But the wives of the coaches and the players, they are listening. So shout out to all the wives that are out there listening today. Matthew Stafford's wife, Sean McVay's wife, Les Snead's wife.
Great Kelly Stafford.
Veronica? You think Veronica McVay's listening?
100%. Veronica, shout out to you, girl. Yeah.
What's their son's name that they just said?
I don't know.
You think he's listening too?
Well, he's probably listening.
He's a baby,
in the car.
so yeah. I mean,
he's in the car.
If she's listening, he's probably listening. Yeah.
She's like the only way he goes to sleep is to listen to Sedano and Cap. Got to drive around
the podcast.
Put that little rascal to sleep, you know?
So, Gregory, we have
Yes,
you in here
sir.
for a number of reasons. But number one, first of all, because we didn't know if I would make it here on time.
That is number one. Yes.
So thank you for that. But number two, it's because the Dodgers finally beat the gutty little Padres. So what do you like if they were to face each other in a series? The way things have gone in the regular season, would you feel confident against them?
So I feel confident against anybody in the regular season right now. It doesn't matter. I really, truly, fully believe they're winning the World Series. I would be nervous.
Excuse me.
Can I answer? Can I finish?
By the way, can you let
it's important. No, it's
the
important.
host of the Blue Review finish?
It's important to just pause for one quick second.
Yes.
How different is it today than it's been for every year of your life previous to today?
Probably not that much different.
Excellent
But no, last year, not so much. That pitching staff that they threw out there last year was absolute. It was horrendous.
I mean, who did they have that used to pitch for the Cardinals? What's his name?
Lance Johnson?
Lance Lynn.
He
might as well
He's
should have
still
been John
giving up
Johnson.
home runs right now. He got to a point last year where he got over 40 home runs given up, and he said, what's the difference between 40 and 44?
Well, I think he was trying to see if he could give up as many home runs as his years of his age, of his life. Wasn't that guy like 50 years old last year?
Yeah, it was just too much. I feel much better about what they have right now. However, and this is to you, Cappy, I would be extremely nervous playing the Padres in the postseason. This team that you have is very, very good in all aspects of the game. The pitching staff is very, very good. 1 through 9 just gets on base and keeps the line moving. And the bullpen is excellent. So I would be very nervous playing them, but I still feel very good about this team.
I actually think tonight's game is a super exciting game and actually could be really, really intense. Like game 1 of this series was very intense because if San Diego won, it continues the story. Had they lost game 1 last night, it's kind of over. Now, in losing game 2, and the Dodgers obviously won 4-3 last night, San Diego still sort of has a chance, even though, it's mathematically they're alive, but they're probably not really alive to win the division.
Probably not.
But if you win this game tonight, here's to me why this is so interesting. Because if you're the Dodgers, the question you might have right now is, who are your starting pitchers and where does Walker Buehler fit into that?
So Flaherty's 1 for sure, right?
Flaherty is number 1. Yamamoto's 2. It's probably Buehler 3 and Landon Knack 4.
Okay, and so tonight, Buehler, as he continues to try and add innings and build up his arm. Look, the numbers would tell you, if you've not seen Walker Buehler pitch at all, the numbers would tell you he's had a terrible year. Mm-hmm. He's 1-6. His ERA is over 5. He's only pitched 70 innings. But he has, it seems, gotten better as the days have gone on. Because remember, Bergie, a few weeks ago, you were like, take him out of the starting lineup.
Yeah, DFA him, put him on the 60-day IL, and never see him again.
And now you need him.
Yep, absolutely need him.
Well, yeah, I would say, his last start wasn't great against the Rockies, but prior to that, he's had like a good. He had like a stretch of like a good start against the Braves, right? He had a good start against the Angels. He had a good start against the Orioles. The Cubs kind of lit him up, but he's not been super consistent. But we're starting to see at least some decent games in there.
You absolutely are, but what you're seeing is he has put away stuff. He's striking guys out again, and that's where it starts to it looks a little bit nicer. He is also walking a ton of dudes. He walked 5 guys in the last.
His name is Walker.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that sort of makes sense.
5 guys, walked somebody else in and walked in a run, and then was just on the edge of giving up a grand slam to really put it out of reach. But he ended up going, I think, 6 in that last 5 or 6 in the last start, and still only gave up, I think, 3 runs. It was a decent start for what it could have been.
Do you know why he's named Walker?
Texas Ranger?
No, I believe his mom's. I believe
used a Walker.
Told me the story. No, his mom's last name was Walker.
Oh.
Her maiden name was Walker.
I thought she had like one of those, gray devices that have the tennis balls on the bottom of the front legs. You know what I mean?
No,
like a walker.
So anyway, look, I don't trust the starting rotation, but their bullpen is good. If they can just get average starting pitching, I like their chances.
Because they can hit and they can score and they can come up clutch. And here's the one thing that they've got that nobody else has. It's pretty obvious, and that's Ohtani.
Yep.
because Ohtani has made all the difference already.
What he did yesterday was, I mean, that guy is so ready for the playoffs. Like, he is so locked in right now. It's awesome to watch.
Did you see him with that guttural scream? After
he went nuts after getting that hit yesterday.
And you don't usually see him show much emotion at all.
No, at none.
You know, and Dave Roberts talked about it after the game, how
and he
was locking in.
Swirling his hips. I mean, it was he even did the whole big, I mean, he did like an extra dance at first base.
You know why he has all that extra energy, because he's usually out of it in August.
Yeah,
if you're not actually in a playoff race in August, then you have nothing to be playing for. Right now, he's actually playing for a division title at this very moment.
Yep.
So it makes a much difference for him, and that's why I think moving into the playoffs, he's going to be excellent.
But I think tonight's game is so important because, listen, for San Diego, you've got on the mound tonight, this is their guy. And he may not be their number one guy based on stats throughout the year, but in terms of leadership and clubhouse and face guy and from San Diego and all these other things, Joe Musgrove is the guy of their organization.
Mr. San Diego, yeah.
He is. He threw a no-hitter, the first one in organizational history, and they put a mural of him up on the side of his high school. I mean, he is the guy. And he, by the way, was the guy 2 years ago when the Padres beat the Dodgers in the playoffs to move on.
That's right. He had those red ears. I wonder why they were so red.
And he had those years against the Mets where everybody questioned.
So
but the point is,
what do you think his record is against the Dodgers?
His career record against the Dodgers?
His career record against the Dodgers, not of his exact record, not what the Padres record is.
Oh, his career record? I don't know. I mean, he played for Pittsburgh for a while, didn't he? So, probably not very good. I don't know. What is it?
0-7.
Really?
He has never beaten the Dodgers himself.
Interesting.
Well, he hasn't recorded a win.
Recorded a win.
The team has won, but he has never recorded.
The Dodgers tend to hit Joe Musgrove very, very well with a 4.48 ERA, but a bunch of strikeouts. But still, the fact of the matter is, when he faces the Dodgers hit him.
Well, that's why tonight's game is so interesting. You got a guy like Musgrove, who the Padres are relying on. You've got a guy like Buehler, who the Dodgers are hoping for. And you've got this last game of the series. And if San Diego wins, then this thing is not over. If the Dodgers win, it's over. Yes. And then the Dodgers will go on to Colorado and face the lowly Rockies, who can't wait to pack up their gear and get on to the vacation. And the Padres still have to go and play Arizona, who's still in this thing.
I really hope they do it tonight. I want to not have to pay as much attention over the weekend and just kind of rest a little bit, because it's too nerve-wracking at those points. You know what I mean?
All right, Georgie.
Sedano?
No, I'm with you 100%. Like, just get it done tonight, dude. I mean,
at home too.
Will tell you. I'll tell you guys right now, though. Dodger fans today were pissed, and
Let's do that on the other side. With
we're going to.
I want to get the host of the Blue Reviews thoughts on that
every morning, 8:30 to 8:55 on the ESPN LA YouTube channel.
But why? Why were the Dodger fans so pissed earlier this morning? We'll get into it coming up.
Yeah.
But first, USC is back at the Coliseum on Saturday for the Big Ten home opener against the Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin Badgers, easy for me to say. Coverage begins at 10:30 a.m. on 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app. Saturday's game presented by iTrustCapital. iTrustCapital, the official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans. Fight on.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Every weekday morning at 9 a.m.
When was the last time you had an Old English?
It's been a while. I can't.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Negotiate with the insurance company yourself. I've tried. You're going to find out very quickly it is not that simple. Avner Gatt and his team negotiate on your behalf to make sure you're getting the best possible outcome, not the insurance company. He and his team have been dealing with insurance companies for so many years. It's all they do. They've got the experience. They've got the industry know-how that you need on your side. Now, some of these folks used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team, and Avner Gatt himself has 20 years of experience in this industry. Avner Gatt has one of the largest teams of professional, licensed public adjusters in California. And yes, the size is important. Avner has a unique winning recipe for handling homeowners' insurance claims. No one, and I mean no one, messes around with Avner Gatt and his team. Call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256, or visit AvnerGatt.com. That's AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. You call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256. Avner takes the call himself. Hello!
Football fans, now is your chance to experience NFL Los Angeles. As part of your SoFi Stadium tour, get an exclusive tour of the NFL's West Coast headquarters, located just across SoFi Stadium. Get a sneak peek into the hub that is home to your favorite NFL studios and brings news and entertainment to millions of football fans around the globe. Make the most of this NFL season with this unforgettable tour experience, complete with exclusive access to the SoFi Stadium field. Buy your tickets today at SoFiStadium.com/tours.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, wow.
Love that. Whitney, man. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
It's a great song.
Best female voice?
Yeah, I think so.
Me too.
I mean, I guess Aretha Franklin, you could also have in that conversation.
Yeah. Would you put Adele up there? No.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, early Mariah Carey in that conversation.
Mariah was great.
Christina Aguilera is in that conversation.
Cappy?
Pink.
She has a great voice.
Man.
She has a great
voice. But this
voice.
was the number one hit in 1987. So there you go. Isn't it Christina Aguilera's birthday? Didn't you have that on the thing today?
I think it was Olivia Newton-John's birthday.
No, it was Christina Milian. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah,
the actress.
Christina Milian.
She sings like from AM to PM. Somebody.
Well, and she
hit
was an
the
actress
lights.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, she's on the Disney Channel, wasn't she?
She was, right.
I watched this thing about the Disney Channel people last night that Demi Lovato made, and it's like how they all got pretty, their careers were very...
What?
Started off very like family-friendly Disney, and then things went downhill very quickly.
Well, listen, I would say this. Child stars, they grow up on camera. It's very challenging, I would say. And, Cappy, you and I are old enough to remember the kids on Different Strokes, right? And how, there was a lot of tragedy around those young people after they got older. You know what I mean?
What were those guys' names? Todd Bridges?
Todd Bridges.
Todd Bridges. Dana Plato passed away, if you recall.
And then what was the little guy's name? What you talking about with us?
Gary. There's a
Coleman.
Peacock thing on him about how... that all, his parents stole all his money and stuff. And that's like a very likely thing in this I think it's like a docuseries by Demi Lovato.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Drew Barrymore was in it too, and she talked about how she was like
she also grew up and
she's like the OG child star gone wrong.
Correct. Yeah, and I think that there's a lot that goes into that, but
that's why it's always a little bit interesting.
Child star gone wrong.
Yeah, because when they start talking about how back in like the 70s that was like they only featured children in these shows that were basically geared towards adults. And it wasn't until like the 80s that networks got, and they had cable and they started to gear shows specifically towards
kids.
Children.
Right.
And then she that's how she got famous was E.T. because it was a kids movie and blah, blah, blah.
Right. Yeah. She was Elliot's sister.
Elliot.
Yeah. So Bergman, while you're here, while we're down in Bergmania.
Bergmania.
Cappy has a question for you, and I know what it's about. And I feel like as the host of the Blue Review, you are the perfect person to ask this question about, because you also provide Dodger content like one of the Dodger players did today.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm afraid.
So Dodger fans today, at least on social media, so it's hard to really know, but because everybody's pissed on social media. But
at all times.
Dodger fans today seemed really pissed. How dare Mookie Betts today have a podcast where he welcomed Padres right fielder Fernando Tatis on his podcast, and furthermore, not only was it bad enough that he was talking to the enemy when the series is 2 games in, but wait a second. He has the audacity to ask Fernando Tatis about the Dodgers and the Padres Game 1 and the triple play that ended the game and propelled the Padres into the postseason. Why was everybody so pissed at Mookie freaking Betts?
It's just ridiculous. Was that recorded today or yesterday before the game? Do you know?
Well, if you asked him about the triple play, it could not have been.
Yeah, no. Was it yesterday before Game 2, or was it today about Game 1?
Well, I didn't produce it.
So either way, it probably came out today. But
when I sent it out, it was about an hour ago that Bleacher Report put that.
Okay, so whatever it was, who cares? What is the difference? You have Fernando Tatis right there. You're not going to be able to get in touch with him very often for the next, month? That's a huge thing that happened. It was a triple play to end a game. Sucked for Dodger fans, but who cares? It didn't affect how he played it in the game. Well, I guess it kind of did affect him in how he played in the game yesterday. But either way, they won the game. I don't care in the slightest if you talk to the enemy or if you talk about the play that you lost on in the bottom of the ninth. Who cares?
Well, let's take a listen to what Mookie Betts said to Fernando Tatis. Imagine, here are 2 of the premier right fielders in baseball who play in the same division, who are battling for the division, whose 2 teams are split in this series, who, by the way, the Padres have owned the Dodgers so far during the regular season this year. How dare Mookie Betts have this conversation with Fernando Tatis? Play it.
The other day, when you guys won on a triple play, out of all things, like that right there in itself, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's what
are the odds?
Exactly. And so from right field, like seeing it, because we were in the dugout and we were all like, okay, what just happened?
What just happened?
Like, I don't think anybody moved off the field because we were all confused. And so from right field, like, when you watched it, what went through your head?
I mean, it was crazy. I was, like, creeping in, because it was going to burn you. You're trying to back up whatever base, or second or first base. You see the game. And then I saw Miggy pulling back, and he just hit it to Manny. And then I started running to second base.
To the back.
Yeah, to back pick. And then I just saw the throw going to first base. And then I probably ran the fastest on the game, just going to Manny like, what just happened? Yeah. That was crazy. But, I mean, that's definitely history. And
you clinched the postseason berth right there.
Yeah.
So it was like that had to be wild. It was wild for everyone.
You can't write it any better than that.
It was wild. It was wild for everyone.
Oh, my God, how dare Mookie Betts be sitting with the enemy, and how dare he be propping up the Padres triple play, and, oh, my God, they made it to the postseason. I mean, how dare Mookie Betts smile and be laughing about a loss that the Dodgers incurred at home on their home field. They're celebrating on your home field. They're taking pictures of Dodger Stadium empty in the background. They're having a rave in the visitors' clubhouse. How dare Mookie Betts do this? Now, I mean, that's kind of what Dodger fans are saying.
Yeah, Dodger fans, it doesn't matter. Anybody on social media is always angry. That's just how it kind of works out. I don't see anything wrong with it. Sedano, am I wrong here, or are you expecting me to freak out?
No, I wasn't expecting you to freak out. Yeah. I don't think, listen, I would say this, grow up is what I would tell people. Okay. Fan is short for fanatic. I get it, but grow up. The reality is this. These guys clearly have a relationship off the field. And just because they play, like, come on, man! Like, just because they play against each other on different teams doesn't mean they're supposed to hate each other.
Oh, it doesn't.
And I'm sure that some guys don't get along on other teams. Like, I think if there's history for it, but I'm sure these guys have had a lot of things in common, whether it's endorsements or whatever, or they've just been around each other for one reason or another, and they've struck up some sort of friendship. Mookie's giving you content that you wouldn't get otherwise, because Fernando Tatis is going to give him a more honest answer about the way he saw that play or whatever it is that they're discussing than he would to any media member asking him.
That clip went viral,
I
right?
thought they're supposed to hate each other. I thought because one guy plays for the Dodgers and one guy plays for the Padres, I thought they were supposed to hate each other. And if they don't hate each other, unacceptable. I mean,
well, listen, I don't hate guys that work at Fox Sports. Like, that seems silly. You know what I mean? Like,
listen to some of the reaction, though, on social media. You ready? This is like LeBron doing a podcast with Jamal Murray after he hit the game winner.
No, it's not. First of all, that's a playoff game, not a regular season game.
That's the bigger part of it.
Here's another guy.
And the
as a Dodger fan, I don't like this, especially talking lightly about the play that could have derailed your division title hopes. Man, oh man. Here's
so what is
another
he
guy.
supposed to do? It already happened.
Here's another guy.
over.
They should focus on baseball.
So, don't do anything else. Sit at home, think about baseball, watch film, go practice, go back out there, play the game. That's it.
I'll give you an example. I have been. I'll never forget. I was. I went to a restaurant one time. Okay. And
one time. It's the only time you've ever.
No, just this one.
Times, Gabby.
I've been to this restaurant a few times, but this one time I went to this restaurant. It was like a fancy steakhouse, right? And I was in this town, and I went to this fancy steakhouse, and there was a bunch of NFL players there that had played earlier in the day. And they were in like a little, like a private room, and they were just kind of having their meal and having a good time. And I could specifically hear a guy. I was waiting at the bar before I get my table, and there were these two guys discussing that. And I'm not going to mention the team or who it was or whatever, but basically the two guys were sitting there bitching. Look at these guys. They just got their ass kicked today. Look at them there, eating their steaks, drinking wine. They should be at home wondering how they're going to win next week. And I swear to God, it took every ounce of me to not go look at them and say, are you guys 12? Like, what's wrong with you?
They're told them to grow up.
They're grown men. You're a grown ass man. Like, get over it. It's a job.
Yeah.
Like, what is he supposed to do after the fact? Just stay in a dark room all day and cry?
Right. That's right. You're supposed to cry. You're supposed to not go out. You're supposed to not be seen. And also, by the way, you're not supposed to eat either. You're not supposed to eat or drink. You should be
starve yourself.
You should not be granted food after losing a game. Here's somebody on social media. Hey, Mookie, please stop recording these during the season, let alone during the most important series. Get in the cage, bro.
Get in the cage, bro.
Get in the cage, bro. Okay, so
If you're in the ACC, I know you, bro.
Mookie Betts has 19 home runs this year, and he missed 2 months. He's probably going to get to 20 at some point. That's a pretty amazing fact. He still bats like 400 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Everything that he's doing, he's still an amazing baseball player. He just on Sunday hit a walk-off home run.
Not good enough.
Not good enough.
Not good enough. Here's another guy. This would be cool if Mookie could get a hit in a big game. Embarrassing.
Just happened on Sunday, sir.
Nah, well, that was Sunday.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
Here's another guy. Most tone-deaf player in the league.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What is wrong with everybody?
All they do.
What's wrong with your fan base, Bergman?
Come on,
my fan base
Look.
now, because I've become a Dodger fan over the last few years. I feel I don't like. I hope it's just a vocal minority.
So on the Blue Review this morning, I didn't even see anybody talk about that. I did see it happening yesterday on a post-game show, but I didn't see it. That hasn't come across to me very often. It's like, hey, so what do you think about Mookie talking to Fernando Tatis about the triple play? Yeah, I don't care. I'm not mentioning it because it's nothing. It's a guy talking to somebody just trying to get clicks on his podcast. Good for him.
He knew what he was doing.
Yes,
He
very
knew
much so.
that people would be like, interesting.
Probably a highly rated
Right?
episode.
100%.
Yeah,
That's,
right.
that's the first time I've heard about it since last year.
I didn't even know you had a podcast.
Hey, by the way,
he's got some good podcasts. He talks
if I'm
to
Mookie Betts, let me
big-time
tell you
play
something.
people.
If after what I just saw, Jason and Travis Kelce signed for $100 million for their podcast, if I'm Mookie Betts, I want to become a podcaster. I want somebody to pay me $100 million.
Well, he does make a lot for his podcast.
People remember. Imagine if he did like what Draymond did. I mean, Draymond would podcast after playoff games and stuff.
See, I actually like what Draymond does because he comes on afterwards.
Oh, I love it.
No matter
It's
what
content.
it's no matter what he does. He's like, this is why I did this. This is what happened at the end of the game. This is why I went and kicked that guy in the nuts. It's those types of things.
I don't think he did that one.
No, he should do that one.
That's
The one I want to hear.
I think he did,
That's
though.
the one I want to hear.
No, I think he talked about it much later, but he didn't do that in the heat of the battle.
I stomped on his nuts, and here's why. I'll be discussing that afterwards.
I want to hear why he did that to Rudy Gobert.
All right, let's do this. Lindsay Baseball, can you tell us about Monday Night Football at Commerce Casino? And then we got a ton of stuff to get to.
I have another request of Greg Bergman, though. He can't leave yet.
Okay. All right.
I'm here till you tell me get out of here.
Okay. Well, hey, a lot of times George tells Chris to get out, and Chris doesn't get out.
Yeah, Chris does what he wants.
Oh, and I'm glad you brought that up, Cap, because that's part of the reason I need to talk to Greg.
All right. But first, Lindsay Baseball, can you tell us about Commerce?
After I tell you about this, I'll tell you about Commerce next time.
Okay. You tell us what you want to tell us.
I'm going to tell you right now what I want to tell you, and I want to tell you about ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics, because they're teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, teacher, coach, a good Samaritan, or you could just nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonicare electric toothbrushes, which I love those, a whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. I could also use that myself. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson and Tucson Hybrid. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end September 30th. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL, realfathersrights.com/710, or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights, the Father's Rights Attorneys.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
How is that related?
On 710 ESPN.
Ooh. Yes, we know DeAndre's never watched Purple Rain for the 6,000th time.
Thought he was assigned that, and he didn't.
What
he
you know
didn't
about that,
accomplish
D?
the assignment.
Yeah, I didn't do my homework assignment. I didn't watch Purple Rain.
And that assignment was given to you, as I recall, by Andy Kamenetsky and Marcus Grant.
Correct.
And you've disappointed those guys, so you get a big fat giant F, huh?
Correct.
failure.
How dare you? How dare you? Go home tonight and do it.
I mean,
Complete your homework
I've been hearing
assignment.
too many different reviews that, there's no need to watch it. It's not that good.
I mean, it's really not.
Well, you know
then
what,
they
though,
said the
George?
history behind it.
But wait a second. Let me explain something to you guys. Young D don't have the time to be watching no Purple Rain. Young fella last night was out supporting the LAFC at BMO.
That's right.
Yeah.
As they won the cup last night
The
over
cup.
Sporting KC.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
there was Young D last night hanging out with un Beto Duran. And he was there for the celebration. 1-1 at the end of regulation. And then, Young D, what happened?
Then they went to extra time, and the LAFC ended up jumping on them and scoring 2 goals in extra time. They ended up winning the game 3-1. So they ended up taking home the U.S. Open Cup.
And did my best friend Timothy Tillman have a hat trick?
He did not have a hat trick. No, he did not.
Did he score?
He did not score, no. But he played well, though. He played well out there, though. But he did
What's
not.
goody, what's goody?
What's goody, what's goody? You know, he actually took a picture of Mario's son after the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so. It was a good.
Cappy.
Yo.
Oh, I'm sorry, DeAndre.
Yeah, what's up?
So, what did you do with Beto, though? Because there's always a good Beto story when you go to a game with him.
You know what? We just didn't do much. We were chilling, watching the game.
I don't buy that for 1 second.
Well, you know that Beto just recently
No
had some
way.
kind of like shoulder surgery, right?
He did. He's got a sling.
Yeah. So Beto's probably not like drinking. You can't double fist tacos, the whole thing.
Nah, the food there was incredible though. We had empanadas, they had potato taquitos. I mean, they had the whole nine. It was really good. It was a good time. Jorge was there, Emily was there, Travis was there.
Yeah, the whole
Laura
Travis
was
and
there.
DeMarco show,
Yeah, the whole
except
show.
for DeMarco was
Correct.
there, right?
Yeah, it was a good time.
Best stadium food anywhere, really, but certainly in LA.
BMO, by far.
Oh, not even close.
It's
Yes.
not close.
Yeah.
What did I have last time we went though, D? Didn't I have that torta?
You did have a torta, yes.
That torta was money.
Yeah, it was fire. It was.
Yeah,
It was
the other
fire, yeah.
stadiums and arenas could take note. I haven't been to Ballmer's Palace yet, but yeah.
All right,
No
so
offense.
now Gregory Arthur Bergman is chilling with us today here, Greg.
But Cappy,
yeah.
real quick,
Mm.
I did need to let you know, because I am in Beantown.
Right.
Okay. Before we get to Gregory Arthur Bergman and this question I have for him,
I want to change my name to Arthur. Go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. You could be Gab.
I am Gab.
You'd be Gabby rather than Bergie.
Right. So I just had room service, and I
Okay.
just finished because I'm starving.
What'd you order?
Little lobster roll.
Lobster roll.
Excellent. There's not, you can't get a bad good. I mean, there's no such thing as a bad lobster roll in Boston. But another spot I like to go to, I know Rosh Hashanah's coming up soon.
That's right.
So I got to go to my favorite bakery here, Koopel's,
Okay.
in Brookline. I'll be going there tomorrow at some point.
What are you going to get?
I don't know, maybe a little, some lox, some bagels. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Like,
Hey, do me a favor.
Some
if you're
schmear.
gonna, if you're going to get it, get the whole thing. Get an everything bagel, lightly toasted.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get cream cheese,
Yeah.
lox, tomatoes, onions.
Are you a capers guy?
And capers. Throw the capers all. Now, here's the
I
deal.
don't love capers, but capers do add that salty kind of flavor to
there's
it.
a salty, pickly thing. Here's the thing about capers, and this is where it's important. You got to go bagel, cream cheese, and then you got to put the capers so the capers stick in the cream cheese. Because if you put them on top, then they start falling off. So
Doesn't
if you
work.
go bagels, this is how I like to do it. Bagels, capers, tomato, onion, lox over the top. Then the lox is like a coat of cheese, if you will. That's how you do's it.
That actually sounds really good. And it's
Sounds
the right
fantastic.
Way to, it's
I'm
the right
gonna do
way
that
to do
tomorrow.
it. I'm totally with you. The capers on the top doesn't work at all because it just doesn't fit. So you have to go schmear and then everything on top of that.
Yeah.
So, Gabby,
Layered.
I just went to their website because I want to see how early or how late they stay open tomorrow. And it says right on their website, we are now taking Rosh Hashanah pre-orders. So if you want me to get a pre-order for you, I can bring it back.
That would be lovely. And a pre-happy and healthy New Year to those who will be celebrating.
Yeah, Lashana Tova.
Lashana Tova to you.
Lashana Tova.
Thank you so much. Very nice.
So real quick.
I just say one thing real quick, and that is, hey, Big D, you ain't know nothing about no Rosh Hashanah, brother.
None of that Lashana Tova stuff, huh?
I do not.
You know what that means?
No, I do not.
Happy New Year.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Cool.
You should. I learned how to say that many years ago. Yeah, Lashana Tova.
You know, it's so funny
it's
you brought
very
up a lobster
nicely
roll, though,
said, too.
and just the word roll got me thinking, George. The other day, I'm in the gym, okay? And
Yeah.
I usually put my headphones
Can
in.
you
and I
hold
turn-
this off? Because I got to do next gen.
I can, but it's very important. I'm going to tell you something right now.
Okay.
Lobster roll is the key phrase,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to explain to you what happened.
Okay, and then I still have to ask Bergman the thing that I got to ask him. So we got to get on
with the thing.
You got to do the thing.
The thing, yeah. But first, I got to tell you about another thing, which is NextGen, the official AC Heat and Plumbing company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. NextGen, the absolute best in the biz. Thousands of 5-star reviews online to prove it. And look, man, who doesn't want to keep their home comfortable year-round? Okay, well, they can do that for you with the NextGen Rewards membership plan. That's right. Get your whole home covered with multi-point tune-ups, professional cleaning on your home's air conditioning and water heating systems, full plumbing inspections, complimentary diagnostic charges, and discount part on repairs. Here's the deal. You want to know how much it is? I'll tell you. It's very simple. The NextGen Reward membership plan is only $14.99 a month, but only for ESPN LA fans. Normally, it's $29.99 a month, so it's reduced for ESPN LA fans, but only for a limited time. So you got to sign up today. Why wouldn't you want to keep your house in order? Make sure that they come by, they check all your systems, you're good to go. And here's the thing that you want to add to the equation that really makes it worthwhile is you get on the VIP list. So when something really breaks down, even though they've been checking on your stuff, things are going to break. I mean, that's just the way it happens. You get on the VIP list, guaranteed 2-hour window priority service with your appointment, but only if you're part of the NextGen Rewards membership plan for $14.99 a month. Half price off for ESPN LA fans. NextGen is the only name you need to remember for a safe and comfy home. So call them at 833-3-NEXTGen. That's 833-3-NEXGEN, or visit them online at nextgenairandplumbing.com to schedule your next appointment.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, just the 90 minutes from wherever you are. Take it away, Linz.
Thanks, Sedano. Trying to match your energy, All right, so Oakland says goodbye to the major professional sports team with the A's final game.
I watched it.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry, but I watched it on the flight. It was on, like they had a MLB Network on Delta. And, I was watching it.
What was really sad is they showed the groundskeeper. All these fans were over in the corner, by the foul pole at the end of the game, and they were handing the groundskeeper cups and their water bottles, and he was shoveling dirt into them for them. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, that's like a heartbreaking moment there. That's very sad.
How about the guys in the stands that were I don't know how they were doing it, but they were ripping the chairs out of the freaking stadium.
They did that when the Browns left.
Yeah.
There was a guy out there that had a sign that says, "I'm here for I was here for the first pitch in 1968. I'm here for the last pitch in 2024."
That's a long time.
I feel so bad for those fans, and I'll just tell you guys that I want to say it was 2017. I think the Raiders were. Everybody expected the Raiders were leaving Oakland, and so I don't remember if they were playing Kansas City. I don't remember exactly who they were playing. Denver. And I was doing the broadcast of the game, and this was expected to be the last game in the Oakland Alameda Coliseum. So the fans that day were celebrating and partying and tearing the place apart because they all assumed it was going to be the last Raider game. Well, as it turns out, the Raiders did not move thereafter. They played yet another season at the same stadium. And so I went back the following year to do the broadcast the very first game. So I was there for what was supposed to be the last and for what was supposed to be the first. And I can just remember feeling so bad for the Oakland fans. You know, the Warriors moved into downtown San Francisco. The Raiders moved to Las Vegas, and the A's are like, we're gone, we're out of here. And I saw, do you know, George, do you remember an old Sports Center anchor by the name of Larry Beal? Remember him?
Of course, yeah.
Larry Beal is now a television sports anchor in Oakland, in the Bay Area.
In San Francisco.
And he did a commentary the other day about how crappy the owner is of the A's, how all he did was ask for public money to build a stadium. He was never available. He could never be interviewed. No one could ever get near him or talk to him. And now he's got this whole thing like, I'm so sorry, everybody. We tried, and I wish I could talk to you all individually. And Larry Beal was like, talk to us individually. We've been trying to book an interview with you for the last 4 years. Like, got his ass ripped, and he should. It's embarrassing.
Wait, it's hell.
It is embarrassing.
Rack
I mean,
me.
it's.
Is that a rackable?
I mean, yeah, it's rackable.
Somebody should have racked me.
There it is. Yeah. Cappy, think about all the cool moments that they've had there. You know what I mean? Like I remember growing up as a kid, you know, Canseco, McGuire, right? Like those guys were there. And
Go
you know,
back
Canseco,
to the generation before that, Reggie Jackson.
Well,
man.
Reggie Jackson. I wasn't old enough for that. But to your point, there were a lot. I mean, obviously, yeah, Reggie Jackson, Carney Lansford, all those guys who played on those teams.
Carney Lansford.
Wow, that
Raleigh
one, you
Fingers.
just pulled that one out of nowhere.
You know what I
man.
mean?
Yeah.
Raleigh Fingers, right? There were a lot of guys who were on those teams. But to me, I grew up in the Canseco McGuire. You know, we're celebrating 50-50 with Shohei for obvious reasons, because it's an incredible feat, and you know he's here in LA. But Jose Canseco was the first 40-40 guy, and he did it in an Oakland uniform. You know,
Yeah. Bash
and
Brothers,
they were a team that was supposed to win all these World Series, right? And they kind of fell short all those, you know, a bunch of those years. Like I remember the year they played the Dodgers. Obviously, everyone talks about that one because of the Kirk Gibson home run. But remember, they played Cincinnati too in 1990. And they were supposed to blow the doors off of Cincinnati. And Jose Rio pitched like 2 or 3 times in that series and just like blew them away. They kind of fell short. Like I feel bad for those fans because they were very passionate despite that place being a bit of a dump. And then, you know, there were all the Moneyball
dump. That's very kind of you to say.
Well, I mean, for sure. And then there were the Moneyball years where the Johnny Damon teams and all those guys, Jason Giambi.
But didn't they also have like a pitching staff at one point? I'm thinking the name like Barry Zito.
There
were
Mark Mulder.
Barry's
was in that.
Mark Mulder, and there was another one. Yeah,
there was
Tim Welch. Yeah.
Is it Tim Welch?
I don't know. But the point is that the Oakland A's were always an organization that because they didn't have money, because they didn't have like a massive crazy fan base, because they didn't have an owner who spent, et cetera, and because they had an antiquated ballpark, et cetera, they always had to be resourceful and find ways to win.
Yes.
Tim Hudson, there you go. They had to be resourceful and find ways to win. So resourceful that it obviously turned into the Moneyball philosophy and then ultimately the movie. For them to move, it's sad for the fan base of that community because you lost your basketball team, and you can say to me, "Oh, they only went across the bridge." They went, no,
it's different.
It's
different.
Okay,
it's
they
definitely
lost their
different.
basketball team, they lost their football team, they lost their baseball team, and now they're going to lose both their football stadium and their basketball arena, which are neighbors to each other. So sports in Oakland officially dead on arrival.
And what's crazy is they're going
right,
and they're going down to Sacramento, and they're going to play in a minor league stadium for what, like 5 years, something
right,
like that.
Until maybe that thing in Vegas gets built. Right.
Even if they go to Vegas, that's still up in the air apparently. So
right, that's what I said. Yeah. If it gets built,
it gets built, right? But to go play at a minor league stadium, that's just pathetic. Like what is it, a 15,000 people stadium? That's nuts.
Yeah,
for a major league team.
What I think it's just, well, I mean, look what happened in hockey. They ended up going to Utah, who the Kings played their first preseason game against. But the Arizona Coyotes were playing in a 5,000 seat arena last year because they couldn't get an arena built. It was insane. But I just feel like for those fans, because to your point, Cappy, they had the one World Series with that crazy group with Canseco and Dave Stewart and McGuire and all those guys, and people thought they were going to roll off and win a bunch of championships. They went 3. Now, they did go 3 straight times to the World Series, which is really hard, but they only won the one. And then they had all those shortcomings in the playoffs with those Giambi teams, Johnny Damon. and Barry Zito, Tim Hudson, and Mark Mulder. Like, if you think about it, like, Billy Beane saved them for so long that they had always had the lowest expectations. It's why they made a godforsaken movie about it. You know what I mean? But like, they had the lowest expectations all the time. And that guy kept them afloat for nearly 20 years almost.
Yeah, I always feel bad for communities. Look, let's face it, here in L.A., right, when the Rams moved,
right,
it broke people's hearts.
And the Raiders, for that matter. Yeah.
Right, and when the Rams...
Right next to each other, too.
Right, and when the Rams came home, while there were people in L.A. that were celebrating because maybe they were old-school Rams fans or maybe because they were just NFL fans who were like, finally, the NFL has returned to L.A.
People in St. Louis were pissed.
They got their hearts broken.
Michelle Smallman.
And
still pissed.
And listen, and that's why when you guys kind of give me the business about the Chargers, the Chargers, just like the Raiders, played in an antiquated, multi-use stadium. They couldn't get anybody to help them build it, which, by the way, I don't blame the public for not wanting to build stadiums for billionaires.
Yes, agreed.
When Stan Kroenke decided he was moving from St. Louis to L.A., Stan Kroenke had the financial wherewithal and the risk tolerance to say, I'm going to spend $2 billion. It turned into $5 billion.
That's a good word, by the way. Risk,
Which one?
Good phrase, risk tolerance.
I thought about just saying the balls, but you know what? I decided to go like
I like that. No, I liked if you would have said the balls, I just would have rolled my eyes. But risk tolerance got me to go, ooh.
Yeah, sounded professional.
It did. You should be like on CNBC using that phrase.
I'm contemplating the possibilities right now, as a matter of fact, me and Jim Cramer. But I just feel like, it takes guts to do what Stan Kroenke did. Chutzpah, since the Rosh Hashanah holiday is on the horizon.
Correct.
It takes courage to do what Stan Kroenke did, and it's gutless to do what I will say Dean Spanos did. Hey, Mark Davis gets celebrated because he was kind of considered a goofball, and then all of a sudden he somehow took his team and convinced the state of Nevada and the Bank of America to build him a multi-billion-dollar stadium in Vegas. For him financially, it worked out. I mean, the team hasn't gotten any better. Let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
But it bothers me so much when fan bases get their hearts ripped out because owners don't have the money to play ball in 2024.
And it's also, they're not going to ever get anything back. No one's ever going back to Oakland. Like for Lindsay in Cleveland, at least the Browns went back to Cleveland. They wanted this isn't happening. Oakland is done with sports at this point. And that's just extremely sad to hear.
It is. It is sad because that town is big enough because of the two cities across the bay to have multiple teams in town, right? And it's not. It's definitely not going to happen anymore.
But I
can't see a scenario where it happens.
No, I would tell you guys though, I had done some Raider broadcasts, like games that the Raiders played in when I was working for Westwood One or CBS, dude. And it started to rain there. I mean, we were inside the underbelly of the stadium getting poured on because it was just the stadium. Like I honestly thought it was going to fall down.
And doesn't it flood with like the bathrooms?
There was a stretch of time where the sewage was a thing.
Yeah, and then the rats start coming out because the rats are getting flushed out by the overflowing sewage. It sounds like
that's coming out of the ceiling and stuff. Like, that was so bad. And then they have like possums and going through like the
tiles.
That's right.
Yeah, the possums going through the tiles in the broadcast booth and stuff.
Just a mess.
Oh, terrible.
Disgusting.
All right, Bergman, you got to stick around one more actually now because we
still haven't gotten
one
to
more.
Yet.
Yeah,
Got it.
Yeah. At least one more right now. Okay. I mean, we never know. I mean, with this show, you just never know.
Right.
You just keep going.
You could tease in the first segment, and it doesn't happen till dealer's choice at the end of the show.
Yeah, we'll just keep Greg. I think we should
pretty much
keep him for the whole show.
All right, Cappy, let's talk price picks here. Now, you didn't listen to me yesterday.
Fair.
Okay? You didn't listen to me twice. You asked me about Caitlin Clark, points, rebounds, assists. I think 32 was the more or less number.
Yep.
And I said more, and you said, no, less. I always go more. And I'm like, but she's in an elimination game. She's got to go more here. And she did. She went more. And then I said, in the other playoff game, I said, Nafisa Collier is the star player for the Minnesota Lynx. They are looking to close it out. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. Her over-under, or her more or less number was 25.5, I believe. She scored 42 points last night.
Well, you're right. The Caitlin Clark situation, I did not listen to you, but here's the thing. It was a $20 play to try and multiply our money by 72 times. It was a $20 play to win $1,440 yesterday. But here's the problem, George. Ohtani didn't hit a home run. Mookie Betts didn't get an RBI. Machado didn't get an RBI. So, like, honestly, before you knew it, I think we may have gotten 2 of the 4 or 2 of the 6 right. And so today, here's what I want to come back with. Let me get your thoughts on this. You ready? Daniel Jones tonight in this Thursday night football game between the Giants and the Cowboys. His more or less passing yards number, 201.5. What do you think of that? Dallas's secondary's got a lot of injuries in it. So, but when I look back on Daniel Jones's numbers, because let me tell you something, when you're using the Prize Picks app and you look at the player, it doesn't matter what sport, it doesn't matter male, female, it doesn't matter. When you look at the athlete, you click on their face and here come their stats. Daniel Jones to pass for 201.5 yards, or at least to pass for more.
You know what I like?
Tell me.
His rushing number. It's 33.5. Now, he hasn't done that at all this season, but he's a runner. People don't realize that. I think he's got to run for his life because he's got Micah Parsons chasing his behind. That's the number I like.
Okay, just so you know, in the last 5 games, he's rushed for 20 yards, 32 yards, 15, 9, and 24. Yeah. So I don't know, man.
I'm going to go more.
Okay, all right. Well, here's what I've got so far. I'll put that in. I've got Joe Musgrove and Walker Buehler in a combo play tonight to give up at least 1 run in the first inning.
I thought we stopped doing combo plates.
Well, you know what? We did stop doing the combo plate, but we haven't stopped doing the combo play. George, in the last 2 games, the Dodgers have scored in the first inning, both games. So I'm thinking to myself, between Musgrove and Buehler, somebody's going to give up a run. Okay,
really?
So you want to go less? You think these guys get out of the first inning with no runs?
I mean, Buehler has given up a lot of first run runs, right?
Yeah.
But I think tonight's the night. Tonight is the night.
Hey, it's one of my favorite songs. Hey, what do you think about Dak Prescott, more or less than 260.5 passing yards?
Ooh.
Seems like a lot.
I'm going to say more.
All right. So here's what everybody should do. Download the Prize Picks app. Use our code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Make your first play of $5. They give you a $50 bonus whether you win or you lose. It doesn't matter. Make the $5 play. You get the $50 bonus. And, George, I like for everybody to play with you and me, but you seem to be into, like, the communities with all the celebrities.
Oh, I love it. I mean, Drewski, you got Drewski in there. My guy, Sugar Sean O'Malley from the UFC. Unfortunately, he lost his last fight. So he's going to take some time off, which I'm guessing is why he's going to be in his Prize Pick community.
All right, so download the Prize Picks app. Use our code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Make that $5 play. You get the $50 bonus. Let's play together. Let's win together, and let's do it on
Prize Picks.
Yeah.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Come to Carden Alleyway Hyundai and lease a new 2025 Hyundai Elantra SC for only $189 a month plus tax for 36 months, or $199% APR for 60 months, your choice. Plus, get peace of mind driving with America's best warranty. Carden Alleyway Hyundai just off the 91 freeway, or CardenAlleyWayHyundai.com. Lease for $189 plus tax, license and fee to well-qualified buyers. 36-month lease, 10K miles per year, $29.99 due at signing. 1.99% APR at $28.64 per $1,000 finance. Not all buyers will qualify. Subject to HMF credit approval. Expires 9/30/2024.
Hey, it's Travis. And DeMarco. Hey, accidents can be shocking, devastating, and difficult to deal with, which is why you should never deal with them alone and have family on your side.
Joseph S. Normand and his trusted team are family, and they're here to help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
You know, when my son was in an accident, we called Joseph at 213-747-2000, and he was able to help.
You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up this fall because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com and remember you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
Hey football fans, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second.
BetMGM and GameSense are money to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-ON. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Really? Oh, my B.
Yeah.
My B.
Your B.
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, Shaman, Cappy.
Love Shaman. Use that phrase all the time.
This was the beginning of a 6-week run at the top of the Billboard chart for this album.
Who's that?
By the way, I read a story today because obviously this was it was all over Twitter today about this being the anniversary of the album. And they talked about back then, I read this story where it kind of clipped an old article from back in 1987 where they said if Michael Jackson didn't sell 10 million albums, that it was going to be a disappointment with this album. He ended up selling almost 4 times that many. But it's just, think about that. Like 10 million albums is pretty insane already to begin with.
How many albums is platinum?
I will tell you right now.
It's a million, isn't it?
A lot.
Is it a million?
No,
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's just a lot is the number.
Maybe it's 100
So
million.
10 million is not platinum, right?
Is it?
1 million units is platinum, yes.
So 10 million. So he went 10 times platinum?
Yep.
Right. So think about that. That was going to be a disappointment if he did that.
That's out of control.
And he ended up selling nearly 4 times this many.
That's insane.
Hey, by the way, I don't think we ever mentioned it. At least I don't recall. But much love to the Jackson family after the loss of Tito.
I know. I saw that.
I mean, hey, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but R.I.P. Tito Jackson.
Rest in
Did I
peace.
just bring everybody down?
Yeah, you did a little bit.
It was kind of a little bit of an Ireland
bit of a
death
downer?
radio thing, you know?
Yeah. You're like a grief eater like Ireland.
I guess so.
Pretty much.
Now, George, you've asked Bergie to stick around for a little bit.
yeah,
You
yeah.
intended to get to something with
We
him.
can do it in dealer's choice if you want.
Yeah. And by the way, we have I also have a Lindsay thing that DeAndre's already cut up that we got to have a discussion about. Now, do you want to do the Lindsay thing first, Greg, or do you want me to ask you about your thing first?
Well, you don't have to ask me about my thing. My thing can come up later. Let's see. I got the choice between Bergie or Lindsay. I think I'll go
Well, I
Lindsay.
asked Bergman. I didn't ask you.
Oh, I thought I was the one being asked.
I want to know the Cappy thing.
I don't have a Cappy thing.
You said, it was about me? Okay, so
Yeah,
it's
it was
me
you.
or Lindsay. All right, yeah, Lindsay's first. Let's go Lindsay
Okay.
first.
So, Lindsay, you've been doing a great job reading some of these promos. And I had a little laugh because you were reading the USC one and you were saying the words "fight on," right? But you said it two different ways. Now, the first time you said it,
the first time I said it, you made fun of me.
it was very robotic. It was very "fight on," like it
Fight
sounded
on.
very AI. And then
It does
the
sound
next
AI.
time you just did it with more oomph, but it was a similar cadence. So we have the two fight ons that you said in the promos, and DeAndre's cut them up. Let me hear the first one, DeAndre.
Fight on.
That was a little AI.
Fight on.
It was a little AI. It was very Siri.
Fight
okay?
on.
Why did it sound like Fight on. Fight on.
Right, and then the second one. Give me the second one. I heard the second one there too.
Fight on.
A lot more into
Well,
it.
because
Okay.
you were making
Fight
fun of the
on.
first one,
Yay.
and I was like,
Right,
fight on.
now,
Like,
again,
fight on.
well, a lot more enthusiasm, which is great, but it's not the right cadence. It's supposed to be fight on, almost like it's like like it kind of rolls one into the other.
So mix the two of them together and find a spot in the middle.
I come from the broadcasting school of Tom Brady, so my cadence is a little off. Fight on.
Try saying fours up.
Wow.
Fours up. That's the way to go.
Shot at my guy, Tom Brady. Come on.
UCLA. That's for you,
Well,
DeAndre.
that's because fight. Fight on.
I mean, the first one did sound AI, and the second one sounded like cheerleadery. You know what I
Right.
mean?
So what do you mean? But I'm a girl. That's my voice. What is it supposed to sound like?
You should have your hands on your hips.
No,
and
it's not
up
about
and
the
down.
it's not about the sound.
Right, get some pom poms all up in it.
Okay, George. How about you say it? You read it and say it.
I just said it. It's fight on. That's how it is. It's fight on.
Fight on.
Yeah.
Well,
That was
speaking of
better.
fighting on,
See,
let me
to
tell
me,
you guys.
it sounds like it's like Fido the dog. Like it's not. They tell you when you do these like commercials and promos to always enunciate. And so I guess I didn't realize that.
Well, you over
fight
enunciated on the first
Well,
one for sure.
Yeah,
Well,
fight
wait,
on.
Let's hear the
Let's judge
first one
again.
one more
Yeah,
time.
let's hear the
first
first
one.
Fight on.
Fight on.
That was
Fight
definitely
on.
it's over enunciated. It was very
Fight
AI.
on.
I like the first one. I like
Fight
the AI
on.
version.
Well, again, I remember back when I used to do like commercial reads and stuff back when I worked in Cleveland. And they said to me, I remember Steve Dole, our production director, was always like, make sure you enunciate things. And one that people always trip up on is the letter W. People say WWW or WWW, you know what I mean? And so, like, I always think of that in the back of my head when I'm, like, reading stuff like this. Like, make sure you're enunciating properly. Because
No. I get it. But
I guess I didn't realize that
Fight on.
Fight on. Fight on.
Fight on.
It's fight on. It's one word, fight on.
Fight on.
Like Fido, the dog, but with an N.
No,
on the end.
fight on.
Right, like
Fight
Fido,
on.
the dog, but with an N. Fight on.
No,
Fight
there's
on.
no dog.
Fight
Fight on.
Fight on sounds like a fraternity, like PHIDON.
Fight on. Yay.
Fight on.
Go. USC. Go. Fight on.
I'm
Yay.
fight on. Next time I do this read, I'm going to make you guys do the fight on at the end, okay?
Okay,
Fight
that's fine.
on. Yay.
If
Go.
I did, I'd just say fours
I just
up.
can't get it right.
All right, now let me get to Bergman.
All right, my
so
turn.
Bergman,
Yes, sir.
I've got a request for you. Okay.
Am I going to like this request?
I don't know. We'll find out.
All right.
So
Is it about
Christopher.
vacations?
No, it has
Okay,
nothing.
No more
Any
vacations.
schedule
more
talk?
vacations.
Schedule
No,
talk
it's not.
here?
It has nothing to do with schedule. So Christopher has been a huge pain in the tuchus, as Cappy would say.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
To you guys, yes?
I mean, he is. I mean, honestly,
Borderline unbearable.
Seriously, I know that he's got a lot on his plate. Okay, I get it.
He does.
But it's like he's ripping us to shreds. He's ripping the audience to shreds. It's just a cloud of negativity all the time. Like he's honestly, instead of Chris, he's the Antichrist, is what I would say. Okay? He's the Antichrist.
He's been really nice to me, so I'm just going to be happy about that. Go ahead.
You know, that's what he is. He's the Antichrist. All right? So what you need to be is the Antichrist at this point.
Antichrist. I mean, I am Jewish, so that works in that sense. So great.
Just somebody's got to be more positive around here because he clearly doesn't know how to be anything but negative at the moment.
See, that's what I always wanted to be, though. I am the yin to the yang. He's
You be the good cop and let him be the bad cop.
That's what I usually am.
Because he's become
especially with this show.
Cappy, is he not like if this were Beverly Hills Cop, he's Taggart, right?
Oh, yeah, right. I mean, what we need from you is we need for you to be the other guy, Judge Reinhold.
Judge Reinhold.
Yeah.
Oh, he's such a nerd.
What was his name? It was
Billy.
Billy. Right.
Yeah.
Right. We can't have Taggart. We can't have John Ashton, the actor. We can't have Taggart.
Can't have two Taggarts.
No, we need Judge Reinhold. We need Billy.
Right.
Did you see Did you see the new Axel Foley?
I did.
Well,
actually.
Foley?
Yeah. He was the Judge Reinhold was kind of a badass in that one. They
was.
completely changed everything.
He was also kind of a badass in the second one by accident,
Sure.
if you recall, the one with Brigitte Nielsen. He launched a bazooka in that one, if you recall.
Right. I'll launch a bazooka. That sounds so fun.
Right.
Let's do it.
And he had to read the instructions on how to launch the bazooka in the movie, and then blew up the truck. But yeah, like, we need you to be Billy and let him be Taggart.
I am a very positive person. I know most people don't think that way. I am actually an extremely positive person. I'll be the opposite. I'll be the anti-Chris.
He is. It's true, though. George, I got to tell you, I'm glad you're bringing this observation to the table today. He has been the most nasty and negative. Yes,
oh, my God.
It's
been brutal.
To everybody. Plus, to make matters worse, not only is he nasty and negative to us, but, I mean, he's threatening to burn the entire place down all the time.
That's just Chris, though. He does that 17 times a day.
But it's become more egregious,
So
I feel like
it was more fun for you guys when he was doing it to all the other shows, to Mason and Ireland and Travis.
No, but it's like he's doing it to the audience, too. Like, the audience, like, that's not good, is what
George walked out yesterday. George threw down the headphones.
Walked out?
And said, I'm done. I'm not going to have you disrespect the audience.
Was it
so somebody needs to be the ray of sunshine. Somebody needs to be the Billy to his Taggart.
All right, let's do it. I'm in. That's actually who I am just in general. So, look, I try to engage with everybody.
When you walk into a room, Bergie,
Yes.
I want to hear the song Walking on Sunshine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want you to light up, illuminate the room.
You just can't do it all the time. As much as I would love to be that person, you just can't do it all the time. There's too many things going on.
It doesn't have to be all the time. But when
I
you
mean,
walk
listen,
into
come
the
on,
room,
man.
I want this song to be
Katrina and the
accompanying you.
Waves.
In fact,
Exactly.
In fact, when you walk into the room, if you could have this song on your phone.
You want to, like, skip into the room, too?
Right.
You got to
walk
do
in-
like the Carlton dance when you're walking into the room like that.
I can't
Right.
do
No. This is what you should do. When you walk into the room, you should have it on your phone, and you should proceed anything you say with this song.
This is what
and
I'm
then,
going to do.
And then when Chris walks into the room, we got to come up with the
No,
opposite.
you
which is
know
like
you
Black
you
Cloud.
know when Chris walks in the room, you do the Darth Vader like Death March song.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Walking on Sunshine. I'm
Dun
gonna
dun 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 dun
I am going-
dun.
There
it is,
going to
right
walk
there.
into your show once a week. Play Walking on Sunshine and just say something positive about all
No,
of
you know how Michael walks in and we do the Stone Cold Steve Austin
Yeah.
breaking of the glass? When you walk into the studio now, DeAndre's going to play Katrina and the Waves.
Right, Walking
I
on
don't know if that's the
Sunshine.
best thing that I would like, but
And
sure,
then when
let's go with
Chris
it.
walks in, he's going to play the Imperial Death March.
Right.
I was going to say, what would you prefer if you don't like that song so much, Greg?
No, I don't know. That's totally fine. I'll just walk in and I'll say, hey, Sedano, that's a nice turtleneck.
You
Hey,
gonna say it like that?
Cappy, I
Hey,
love your
Sedano.
shades today.
Hey, Sedano.
Hey, Sedano. I
You
really
went a
like
little
what you got
Italian
going
there.
on
She is right about
Very
that.
Italian.
Did I?
Very Italian.
That's
Right
it was
over
like
here.
just my voice, man.
It was
Right
like
over
you were
here.
going to be like in a Mario or Luigi movie or something.
Like you're going to your favorite
Mario.
Italian place in Boston.
Yeah, right. Sartapio or whatever it
Yeah,
was called.
right.
Sant'Angelo's.
Santangelo's.
No, it's not St. Angelo's.
Santario's.
No, what was the name of the
forgot
place?
It was a I forgot.
Santarpio.
Santarpio, that's right. Santarpio.
Come on,
That's what I said.
Come on, Bergie. Get it together, will you?
I mean, listen, you go to Santarpio's. I'm going to Kooples. I love Kooples.
Right. He's getting the everything bagel with the schmear,
Yeah.
the capers, the tomatoes, the onions, and the
it's nice.
lox.
Hey, how about this? Cappy, Yachtly Crew shirt. That's a great looking shirt right there.
Thank you.
Thank you for wearing something so good because the Yachtly Crew is a great time. Is that kind of where you want to go with this? Where
Yes,
it's positive,
exactly. When you walk
super
in,
happy?
you start with compliments, then you can go into criticism, then you finish with compliments.
Okay, perfect. I like the earpiece that you have going on there, Sedano. The haircut looks nice. Good
No,
smile.
me next.
You're not
Yeah,
on
hook
the
Lindsay
YouTube
up
channel.
with a little something.
You got what's the sweatshirt of? Oh, that's a
Got
great looking
my
sweatshirt there.
Luxor casino sweatshirt on.
Oh yeah, see, I
Great,
know how
great.
much you love Vegas, and
That's
I know how
right.
you like gambling. The
yeah.
Luxor
What about
shirt
Big
looks
D?
Great, Big D. It's got a Los Dodgers shirt on. You can't be upset with a Los Dodgers shirt. Look
I
at
know.
you. I'm really happy with everything you got going on here.
There you go. See, look at that. You're Katrina and the Waves now,
See?
Perfect.
Very good job.
Waves.
as opposed to the Imperial Death March.
There's always got to be yin to the yang. That's all I know.
Yeah. All right. I mean, you could leave if you want. We got to do Radio Tinder, and and then Dr. Clapper's going to come on. How are you?
How are you?
I think we should make Greg stay as long as we can.
Right.
I mean, you could stay as long as you want. You don't have to stay, but I know I'm guessing you want to leave because your traffic's going to get worse. But you are more than
No,
welcome
at
to
this
stay
point,
the whole time.
At this point, he's got to stay because if he leaves now, he's going to take him just as long to get home as if he leaves at 6.
It's actually true.
Then
But
stick
either way.
around.
All right.
Well, you know what?
I'll be positive the whole time.
Okay.
Every segment, Katrina and the Waves.
Radio Tinder. Katrina and the Waves.
All right, Radio Tinder is up next. But first, Cappy, tell them about your friends at Coors.
All right, hey, let me tell everybody about an amazing concert that is going to be this Sunday, September 29th, and it's coming to Agua Caliente. It is the Protect Our Protectors concert series, and it's being put on by our great friends at Icy Cold Coors Light. And if you love country music, it's country music star Michael Ray performing. And here's really what is the best part. All of the proceeds benefit the Wildland Firefighter Foundation, which helps frontline heroes and first responders. And as we all know, these folks, I mean, they just give it their all every single time they're out there serving our communities and battling against wildfires. These folks are incredible. Let's give them the hand that they deserve. Go to aguacalientecasinos.com. That's aguacalientecasinos.com now. Get your tickets, see an amazing show, and help out these heroes. That website, one more time for tickets, aguacalientecasinos.com.
Congratulations to LAFC, your 2024 U.S. Open Cup champions.
It is over. LAFC has won the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
Another cup for the black and gold and the city of champions.
They've won the trophy.
To be a part of this history, I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful.
The home of the 2024 U.S. Open Cup champions is 710 ESPN.
Champions!
Hey, it's Mason. Football is back. The Commerce Casino and Hotel is your new place for Monday Night Football. We've teamed up with Commerce. Monday Night Football happening all season starting September 9th. Food and drink specials, all kinds of giveaways, even athlete appearances. Go to commercecasino.com for details. Of course, you can always hit the tables before or after the game for some great poker. When you think Monday Night Football, think Commerce Casino.
Got to be 21 to play. Play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgambling.ca.gov.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here, and I want to talk about my friend Avner Gatt, a public adjuster. Now, many of you guys have asked me, why Avner Gatt? What makes his team so unique at handling insurance claims? So let me tell you something. I've been working with Avner and his team for a while. I can tell you this. Avner Gatt has a dynamic team that's highly effective and successful because these folks come from a very diverse background in the insurance industry. For example, some of them used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team. Yes, they actually chose to switch sides when they realized the effectiveness of Avner's team's work. Some of them used to be in the restoration business, rebuilding homes after disasters. Some of them used to be in the contents handling business, moving homeowners' belongings to a safe place for restoration and storage. Some of them were experts in hazardous materials handling, like asbestos and lead testing. That was their daily work. And some of them were members of law firms handling bad faith claims and general business disputes. You see, diversification is the name of the game. When you are represented by Avner Gatt's team, you have the entire team's experience and know-how by your side. No one, and I mean no one, messes with Avner Gatt and his team. So call Avner Gatt right now, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256. That's AvnerGatt.com, AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. When you call him directly, Avner Gatt and his family, they take the calls themselves. Avner Gatt says, hello.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. For instance, on September 21st, 2019, UCLA trailed Washington State 49-17 with under 7 minutes left in the third quarter. From that point forward, the Bruins erased that 32-point deficit, outscoring the Cougars 50-14 to win 67-63.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
And it is Sedano Kap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland, Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher.
Is this Hawaii 5-0?
Oh, yeah. Old school.
Yeah, it is.
So Dr. Clapper just called a couple minutes early. So I was like, I gotta go, Dr. Clapper. I gotta do radio to so call back in 5 minutes. And he's like, okay, bye. So
Did he say Hawaii?
Yeah,
come on. He did say Hawaii. So I'll make
All
it
right,
quick.
go. Radio Tinder then.
Okay, so a civil lawsuit has been filed in Florida claiming that 18-year-old Max Mattis.
Say it AI.
Fight on.
Max Mattis.
Fight on.
Is the rightful owner of Shohei Ohtani's 50-50 home run ball. So the lawsuit claims that this kid was able to, quote, firmly grab the ball in his left hand, successfully obtaining possession of it, and the other guy, I guess his name is Bolansky, put his arm in between the legs and wrangled the 50-50 ball out of Mr. Max's left hand, and that it was
Who's got it? Who's got possession of the ball?
Bolansky.
Then that's who's got the ball.
Right. Well,
That's
okay. This kid, he apparently Mattis was attending the game on his 18th birthday, so he's trying to get them to stop the sale of the ball, which is supposed to be auctioned off starting tomorrow with that beginning bid of $500,000. He's also asking that the ball be held in a mutually agreed secure location as all involved await the outcome of the case. Does this guy have any claim to the ball? Swipe left or swipe right, George?
I'd have to watch the video back as to like who had the ball, but if
That's the key.
I mean, I'll send it to you guys right now, but like, let's be honest. The guy, it's two people wrestling.
whoever
the ball.
comes out with the
Right.
ball is the guy who's got it.
He kind of gave up to him, threw his hands up like, oh man, what a jerk.
Well, that
Here, I'm watching it here.
Yeah, that to me is, I think, going to be the key because the kid says
He gave up.
that he had the ball. Then this grown up, I mean, the kid's 18, but then this grown man,
Bolansky,
essentially like put him in some sort of figure 4 leg lock and then stole the ball from the kid. So can you imagine? Just imagine you have the ball. You've gotten down on the ground. You've gotten all sloppy. There's a bunch of Coca-Cola.
Dude, there's a
and
bunch of
peanuts.
people diving for this ball.
Everyone's diving for this ball.
Right.
and then it's the two of them that are like, there's some chairs, like some, like a patio.
So who's the
area.
guy in the black T-shirt?
That's Bolansky.
Oh,
Well, then Belansky's got the ball. It's Belansky's ball.
But do you see the part where the kid kind of eventually lets go and puts his hands up in the air, like, oh, whatever. This guy's a jerk. He gives up.
That's his fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
he
what?
gave up. I
Yeah.
would have held on to that thing for dear life, and I would have had
100%.
somebody come over and pry it out of my cold, dead hands.
I agree. Yeah, Belansky's got the ball.
Huh?
Yeah, and
Bolansky's ball.
Belansky's on the ground, and the guy with whatever his name is,
Mattis.
Mattis.
He's
Fight
reaching
on.
over trying to get it. He has Belansky
Fight
has
on.
the control of that ball. That's his ball.
Yeah, it's
but
Belansky.
he still could have hung on to it and made them come over and
Sure.
break it up,
Absolutely.
I like the
Everybody else
fact
walked
that the
away.
kid is suing. I like the fact that the kid is suing him.
Well, he's
I like the fact that the
Why?
kid is saying, hey, you know what? You're not selling that ball. You're not making that money. That's my ball. I had possession of the ball. You stole it from me. And furthermore, sir, you assaulted me, and you ain't selling that ball until I get my piece of that pie.
And furthermore,
Oh, wait, hold on.
oh, it's already here. Judge denies
It. Yeah.
because it's
Restraining
stupid.
order for
Well,
the 18-year-old kid.
You missed
Yeah.
out on the ball, guy. That's it.
It's Belansky's
over.
ball, bro.
Yeah.
You lose.
And he
Good day, sir.
And Belansky left and just went out. And did you
Right,
see
left with the ball. Yeah.
You know, so it's up for auction right now. It's supposed to be $500,000 is the opening bid.
Opening bid,
and
yeah.
it's going to go up, or you can buy it right off the bat for $4.5 million.
Oh, really? Because I heard it was 3, but
Well, it was
4.5.
3,
You
and
can
then they
buy it
changed
4.5.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was 3, and then they changed it because they kept hearing everybody talk about it. So right now it starts tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for $500,000. But then you could buy it now at any point, I guess, for 4.5. But as the auction goes on, I feel like it could go above that,
Yeah, it could.
Definitely
It's
go above
possible.
that.
Yeah,
Wasn't
it
the
definitely
McGuire
could.
ball $3 million, somewhere around there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Then,
it was
yeah,
3.
something like that. Yeah. All right, that is Radio Tinder, brought to you by our friends at Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala, award-winning small batch premium insipid tequila made from the finest mature agaves, available everywhere. Fine tequilas are sold. And you know what? Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala. All right, let's break so we can say, how are ya to Dr. Clapper.
And I'm going to get out of here, boys. See ya.
All right, bye.
But first, it's the ESPN LA Dream Ticket presented by Stella Rosa. Enter for a chance to win a Dream Ticket experience to the biggest game of the college football season. Go to ESPNLADreamTicket.com for your chance to enter. Now through November 30th. Stella Rosa Wines, sweet taste of victory.
Hey, it's Mace. NBA basketball is 26 days away.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
So call them at 833-3-NEXTGEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN. Or visit them online at nextgenaaronplumbing.com to schedule your appointment today.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3-NEXTGEN.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile. And you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you ready to unleash the beast? Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today.
Check it out, the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and camera control for easy access. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. New and existing customers can trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition for the new iPhone 16 Pro with Unlimited Ultimate. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Little Roy Orbison, Cappy.
I'm feeling that.
Now, Dr. Clapper's going to join us.
Yeah.
Are you a Roy Orbison guy, Clapper?
Oh, yeah. How can you not like what he did in 1960? You know, we're going back to the beginning. That was Roy Orbison. Bruce Springsteen always said he wanted to sound like Roy Orbison when he sang.
Wow. I did not know that.
Hey, George, did you do what Dr. Clapper instructed you to do last week and make the appointment?
I have not yet because I was I was very busy. But I will when I have a little more time. It's just these next couple weeks are a little wacky for me because, like, last week we had Mateo's birthday. So I had to deal with, getting all that situated. This upcoming week, I have 2 preseason games, Sunday and Wednesday. But after that, I've got a little time before the regular season starts. So I'm going to I will try to schedule that appointment at that particular time. So, Doc, once I'm through next week, I'm going to text you for the number and the name of the gentleman to call again, and we'll set it up on a day you're there.
You just text me, George, and I will let Arnie in my office know, and we'll make time for you. You know how to get a hold of me, and I will be there for you always. You too,
I know you will, and I appreciate that. And I think I have since figured out what it could potentially be. It is like kind of like in the hip area, right? Like kind of towards the back, like towards my butt. But it's definitely like a hip thing. Because like I said, when I cross my legs is when I feel it. Even like, for example, I'm in a hotel room right now. So I'll do a little clapper vision for you. Okay. So, I'm getting on the bed sideways, right? And I lift my leg kind of like at a 45-degree angle and then lay on the bed. And right there, as my leg is 45 degrees, okay? My knee is directly in front of my face right now. My foot is off the bed a little bit through my ankle, right? On my right leg. And I've got like this soreness here, like right around where my hip meets my butt area.
So what that is called is flexion, abduction, external rotation, better known as the Faber test, F-A-B-E-R, flexion, abduction, and external rotation. And what that does is it actually pushes the ball and socket joint together, creates compression, and the sacroiliac joint, where the spine meets the pelvis, where your tush is in the back, that ligament gets compressed. So for what you're describing, you have a positive Faber test, and the troublemaker is not your hip joint, ball and socket joint, but where the spine meets the pelvis. And my favorite way to treat that is not with cortisone shots and not with pills, but the greatest way is walking forwards and backwards, half an hour, 3 days a week in a pool.
Oh, okay. Well, I got one of those. I can make that happen.
And there's a book I wrote called Heal Your Hips. Not that I need to promote the book, but it'll show you all kinds of great exercises to do in the pool. You can get it on Amazon. But, I still would prefer to see an X-ray.
Yeah, sure. Of course.
I would love to know why you're having this. But from what you're describing is good news.
Yeah. You know what kind of X-ray I want to see? I'm going to tell you guys right now. I'll tell you the X-ray I want to see.
Wait. But hold on. I want to ask him something real quick, Cappy. How was my clapper vision, Dr. Clapper?
It was very good. I had the room. I had the bed. I'm thinking where the pillow is. Do you have the covers on? I mean, it was fabulous.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, it certainly painted a picture for me. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah. The X-ray I want to see, Dr. Clapper, I want to see the X-ray of Charger quarterback Justin Herbert and his high ankle issue that he's dealing with. To me, and I'd love to hear your opinion on this, to me, if I've got a quarterback who's got a high ankle sprain this early in the season, and I've got a right tackle and a left tackle who are both on the injury report, haven't been practicing, and may not play, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this young $50 million a year quarterback on the field behind an offensive line that's missing its top two tackles. Doc, I think that when I hear about high ankle sprains, those things can last a long time. What can you tell us about the injury?
So let's do a clapper vision, Cappy. I know we're living in a computerized world now, but do you happen to have for your YouTube channel a piece of paper?
I do indeed.
I want you to pick up that piece of paper and hold it vertical. And now, so we can all hear the sound effects because it's radio, I want you now from top to bottom to actually tear the piece of paper and hear the sound of the paper ripping, right? There you go. Perfect. If you all sitting down now, if you're driving, listening to the show, or sitting at home, or sitting on your bed in the hotel room, I want you all to feel your shin bone, your tibia, right below your knee, your tibia. Now I want you to swing your fingers towards the little toe side of your tibia, and that mushy portion of your calf on the little toe side is your fibula, okay? So there's two bones between the knee and the ankle. They go from the knee joint to the ankle joint, the tibia and the fibula. And there is a piece of paper, like you just tore. It's called the syndesmosis. It's like a piece of canvas or a thick piece of paper that connects those two bones. So when we use the term high ankle sprain, it isn't just rolling your ankle. It literally is pulling the fibula bone apart from the tibia because that canvas, that paper-like material, the syndesmosis between them is ripping, just like the paper you just ripped. And that lingers. We have a thing called a squeeze test, just like you did the Faber test on your bed, Sedano. The squeeze test is we literally squeeze the fibula at the ankle to the tibia, and when you go ow because of the pain from the squeeze test, you know the syndesmosis is torn. And you're absolutely right, Cappy. You can protect this guy till the cows come home, but when he plants his foot and some 300-pound guy lands on top of him, he's going to rip it even more. They got to protect Justin Herbert.
Let me tell you something right now, George. So we're on YouTube. Dr. Clapper is doing the Clapper Vision. I stand up. I'm wearing a pair of shorts right now. And if I'm being honest, I'm not exactly wearing panties today. And I put my foot up on the table, and everything almost just fell out. You know what I'm saying? Like the entire fruit salad.
Yeah. Got to be careful, Cappy.
Seriously.
It's a family show, Cappy.
Everybody's on YouTube right now going, looks like you picked the wrong day to be wearing some Daisy Dukes. Oy vey.
But I agree with you. If he doesn't have a line that can protect him, he plants his foot to run away, or he plants his foot to throw the long ball. That connection between the tibia and the fibula, by definition, that's what's torn. And it doesn't show up on an X-ray, but you see it on the MRI, and you have the positive squeeze test. And we do surgeries for this, like a tightrope, which is something that actually gets you back faster. So if this doesn't go on to heal, you may be hearing that term, just like we talk about speed bridge for Aaron Rodgers and his Achilles tendon. You're going to hear that term tightrope in terms of connecting that fibula and tibia if it doesn't go on to heal on its own.
All right, Dr. Clapper's stopping by, George. He's already analyzed your tuchus issue.
Yeah.
Now he's analyzed Justin Herbert's high ankle sprain.
I mean, we're good to go.
Yeah, I think this has been a very, very solid visit to the doc.
Well, and I feel a lot better that it's not my hip. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But we're gonna go see. We'll see when I go see Dr. Clapper. But I feel better about it now. Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Clapper, can I ask you something really quick?
Yes.
As we all know, my Cleveland Browns, as sad as they are these days, are playing the Raiders this Sunday in Vegas. And Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, is nursing like 5 injuries to like both his feet. He's got like a thigh injury and the Achilles injury. So what's your Clapper vision on Myles Garrett?
I, Lindsay, think he is one of the most profound intellects in professional sports based on reading what he says about his injury. And it may be because his injuries go back to childhood, so he's used to, obviously growing to be big and strong, but the fact that he's had surgery on his feet in the past maybe has made him more in tune with his body. But this is a quote. He said, "It's multiple things going on. So, I mean, if I think the foot's feeling good or feeling better, it's one thing or another. So it's kind of just feeding into each other right now. And nothing's sitting right because nothing has time to heal because I'm leaning on something else. And I'm compensating here to make something hurt there. It's just been, like I said, a cycle. This is the kinetic chain. That's what he's describing. And the problem is with these Thursday night football games that they have to do, these players are not being given time to rest. And if Fred Dreyer, who is a guest on my show many times, used to complain about the turf and how natural turf is really what you need. And a lot of these injuries, like the Myles Garrett, had come from the artificial turf. The very fact that he recognizes he's overcompensating one injury for another, it's truly brilliant what he's describing. They need to give him time to rest, shut it down. He's not a young player who's rubber and can bounce back. A veteran player particularly suffers from overcompensation of perfectly good joints. So I am a big fan now of Myles Garrett, and I think he's right. He's not 100%, so the best player on your team is not right. I worry about the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, I worry about them too, but not only for that reason.
Good. I'm looking for a Raider bounce back this week. I'm looking for it.
Yeah, I think they'll have it.
All right, there you go. Dr. Clapper, thank you very, very much. You've analyzed
Dr.
George.
Clapper,
You've
thank
analyzed
you.
Justin Herbert. You've analyzed Lindsay's, Cleveland Browns and Myles Garrett, and we will look forward to visiting next week.
Can't wait. You two are healers in the community using the radio waves. It's a pleasure to be with you.
You're the best, Dr. Clapper. Thank you. There he is, Dr. Clapper. How are
George, you do not understand what almost happened when I stood up to do some Clapper vision.
I mean, well, you kind of already illustrated the point, so I get it.
It's borderline embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing, like just all of it. Just drop right out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
I should be like a human being and like put on some underpants.
You probably should.
Especially given my problems.
Yeah.
You need that.
Cappy, what do you want to do? You want to do some football?
Football. Yeah, I want to do some football, man. I want to talk to you about the Chargers and the Chiefs. I want to talk to you about the Raiders and the Browns. I want to talk to you about the Rams and the Chicago Bears. Let's talk some football.
All right, we'll do that next.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
It's T-Raj and D-Far.
You guys don't talk to people.
No, because
I talk
people
to everybody.
are busy.
Hey, how are you doing? That's how you meet people. That's how you talk to folks. That's how you let people merge on the freeway.
Weekdays at 9 a.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL. Realfathersrights.com/710 or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights. The Father's Rights Attorneys.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up this fall because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com and remember you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California.
It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes nonstop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing. Thanks to our friends at Real Fathers Rights. Real Fathers Rights, the Father's Rights Attorney. Visit realfathersrights.com or call 951-482-7517. Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of nonstop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this?
And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Yeah. Ding, da da ba, bing, ba da bing, ding, da da ba. Second time. I know you only get paid to do it once.
Yeah, well, and on remote it's hard because I'm a little slightly delayed, so we wouldn't be synced up.
Right. All right, well, let's pull into this 5 o'clock hour. 30 minutes, commercial-free, compliments of Real Father's Rights, as in get real, not R-E-A-L. I'm talking R-E-E-L. Let's get real with Real Father's Rights, the Father's Rights Attorneys. And, George, you said you wanted to talk a little football, getting ready for Cowboys and Giants tonight. Cowboys 5-point favorites. You got a one way or another, you playing this game?
I feel like that number's low for some reason, so I feel like maybe I'm going to be wrong on this, but I feel like I like the Giants on this one.
Oh, me too. That's funny you say that. I took the Giants tonight. I think I got the Giants +6, so I already took them. Already got.
By the way, the number on the Chargers has come down already, like a point or something. Like it was 8 yesterday, and I told you I like the Chargers plus the 8. I think it's down to like 7 already.
When we make our picks against the spread tomorrow, I will never pick the Chargers, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is the Chiefs find ways to win games. They just have not yet this year beaten up on anybody in the score. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they beat Cincinnati. I want to say the score was like 26-25. They beat Atlanta last week. I think it was 22-17, something like that. And they beat Baltimore in the early part of the season, but we all remember what happened when the toe was out of bounds. So they're winning, but they're not like crushing anybody. So that's a lot to ask to beat somebody, especially on the road, by 7 or 8 points. But, George, did you happen to see the Charger injury report?
I did not, no.
Listen to this. Now, I went and looked for their injury report today and didn't see it. And, Lindsay, maybe you'll find something that's more current. But as of yesterday, their first-round right tackle, Joe Alt, did not practice with a knee. Joey Bosa, hip, he did not practice.
Now, maybe he should do the Faber test like I did.
It's certainly worth a possibility. Rashawn Slater, their starting left tackle, he didn't practice. He's got a pec injury. They've got another tackle, a guy by the name of Trey Pipkins. He has a foot injury. He didn't practice. Khalil Mack practiced a little bit. He was limited. Justin Herbert, also they called him limited. That just means that they just put him out there and put him in a helmet and said, hey, stand over here. We'll call it limited. But this team is so beat up, and I just cannot imagine that a beat-up Charger team like this is going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, I just can't see it.
I just sent you today's injury report.
All right, let's take a quick little look-see here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, so Joe Alt did not practice again today. Joey Bosa did not practice again today. Herbert called limited. Slater did not practice, their left tackle. Pipkins, very limited, another offensive tackle. Okay, so look, and listen, don't forget, their star safety, who's the best player on their defense, that guy's suspended this weekend. So, George, earlier this week, I told you, I said, if the Chargers somehow beat the Chiefs, I will, and then I stopped because I said, you better close your big fat mouth, dummy.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not getting into one of these. I'll shave my head. I won't do that.
One of the people in the circle of trust said I should kick you in the balls.
Yeah, that's what somebody said. They said, why don't you let George kick you right directly in the jewel?
In the ding ding. Yeah.
Right.
Why don't you let Chewy do the same thing like he did to Christopher when he came in studio?
He charged him right in the nether region.
Yep.
He said he got him in the schwanz is what he said.
That would be funnier. I don't know. They'd both be equally fun. Maybe you should say,
No, I think Chewy would be funnier.
I mean, he does it anyway, I guess. That's the thing he does.
So you think Chewy playing speed bag with the schwanz is what would be good?
I think it's more like he jumps up because he's excited to say hello, and it just happens to be in that area depending on how tall you are. So, He doesn't mean any harm, but I'm sure it hurts because of that.
Well, and he's kind of big and round.
Yeah, he's not round.
Oh, I thought he was talking about me.
That was funny, Cappy. I mean, those dogs are roundish.
Don't call my dog round.
Is that offensive?
Fight on.
There you go. You did it right that time.
Fight on. Fight on. Fight on.
Fight on.
Fight on.
Fight on. I hate you guys.
Fight on. Yay.
I really do.
Fight on.
Good job.
I'll be fighting on Saturday. George, while you are calling the Boston College Western Kentucky game, me and Rachel
are going to be at the Wisconsin game.
We got a little bit of a double date, okay?
Okay.
Like a double deuce, man. We got a double date.
Hey, whoa, double deuce is a whole different deal, dude.
Oh, it is? I just thought it was a bar in Roadhouse. We got me and Rachel, and we're going to meet Christopher Arthur Morales, the guy that you say is Mr. Happy around our radio station.
Oh, my God.
His lady, Steffa. And we're going to...
Now, she's a delight. Thank God she's in his life.
She is the best.
Thank God he needs some of that in his life because could you imagine if she wasn't around?
Oh, my
moly.
God. Right. And how backed up would he be?
Well, I mean, just in general, though. God. Thank God.
So we got a little double date action happening going over to this USC game.
No, that's nice.
Yeah, going to be out on the field in the pregame, going to be at the Coors Light activation event that's happening outside the Coliseum. We'll be there. And then we'll go in and we'll see USC take care of some business against Wisconsin, or at least we hope.
Cappy, you wanted me to make sure to monitor sports radio tomorrow so they're not ripping your guy?
Let me tell you something right now. I want you to do me this favor. If I find out which of these Boston guys are beating up on my offensive coordinator, Alex Van Pelt of the New England Patriots, I want to know their names, and I'm going to call these guys and go, what's wrong with you guys? What do you think, Tom Brady's showing up? Well, excuse me, did I miss something? Is Gerard Mayo Bill Belichick in his prime? I mean, have you guys looked at this roster for crying out loud? But I think they probably all want to see Drake May start already. You know?
Yeah, they do. They do. It sounds like it.
And it also,
but they were ripping like just his play calling.
Well, listen, when you don't have an offensive line, and you have a quarterback that is a career backup.
Yeah, he's like a nice like backup. He's a really good backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Is what I would say.
Jacoby Brissett's an excellent backup quarterback. As a matter of fact, today, Lindsay, you could break this out for us. There was a list that was produced, I believe, by ESPN, ranking the top backup quarterbacks in the NFL. And the only reason that this is even relevant is because the Chargers are trying to figure out what to do with Justin Herbert, and they've got a good backup quarterback in Taylor Heineke. And the Rams, obviously, we all know now they have Jimmy Garoppolo back. So can you believe this? And Lindsay, you'll have to tell us where this was published.
It's ESPN, and it's done by Seth Walder, who is from ESPN Analytics.
Okay.
Oh, it's not our guy. Who was our guy that came on the show that one day?
I don't know, but I like that guy. He was cool.
Oh, yeah, we have to get him back on.
What was that guy's name?
That dude, I think is his name. That guy.
You're right, that guy.
No.
That one guy, that ESPN guy, that was his name.
Yeah.
Do you know that they have listed as the number one backup quarterback in the NFL, Drake May? Now, how is that? Nobody's seen the dude play yet. He's a rookie who played in mop-up time a week ago.
It's Ben, by the way. Ben's our guy.
Ben.
Yeah, Ben.
Ben what?
I don't know. I just looked at
Benjamin.
Ben. Jamin. I'll find his last name, but I just looked at my
Hold
own
on.
text.
I text Nina about him.
On.
Ben Solak.
Ben
Solak. Yeah, Solak.
Ben. Fight on.
They got Drake May as the number one backup quarterback in the NFL.
So
Come
why
on,
don't they
bro.
start him then?
Well, I will just tell you this, that last week the storyline was he's getting 30% of the snaps with the first team, which tells you that they're starting to prepare him to play. Then they were getting beat up, so then against the Jets, so they played him late in the game. And then I saw a press conference, because, I keep my eye on all this stuff. I saw a press conference with my boy, and he's talking about how he's starting to really show a lot of progress in practice. It occurs to me that they're trying to hold off on getting this kid killed. So they're like, you know what? However many weeks we can get by without having to play him, until we finally have no choice, we're done, we got to play him. I mean, that to me is what it seems like what they're doing. So you tell me, George, if you get in the car tomorrow and you go for that everything bagel with the cream cheese and the capers and the onions and the tomatoes and the lox over the top, and you find any of these Boston Sports Radio guys ripping my guy, you tell me who they are.
Yeah. In between bites.
By the way, you know who's number 2 on the backup quarterbacks list?
Who that?
Jameis Winston.
Oh, because he eats that W.
That's right. And you know what I think? I think that if the Browns want to win, all they have to do is look at last week and the example of, Antonio Pierce not preparing whatsoever for Andy Dalton, even though they announced, Tuesday, that's who was going to start. And so it's like they had no answer for him. So I think if the Browns were smart, they just start Jameis.
Knick-knack, this, that, patty whack, give a dog a bone.
He's my favorite.
I think this week, we all laugh about how each week you cannot figure out the NFL. I think this week the Raiders will bounce back and beat the Browns.
Well, you know what I think?
Tell me.
Knick-knack, this, that, patty whack, give a dog a bone.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're talking about giving Chewy. If the Chiefs beat the Chargers,
you'll get knick-knack, patty whacked.
Yeah, we give Chewy a bone.
Knick-knack, this, that, patty whack, give a dog a bone.
That's what I'm talking about. They got Jimmy Garoppolo, number 8 on the list. They got Aiden O'Connell, number 13 on the list. And they got Taylor Heineke, number 18 on the list of top backup quarterbacks in the NFL.
George, are you there still?
I am.
Oh, I thought maybe.
He's just trying to figure out the knick-knack paddywhack. He's trying to figure out which
give
dog
a dog a bone.
Knick-knack, this, that, paddywhack, give a dog a bone.
Yeah, give that dog a bone.
I don't think he's as quotable as maybe an Anthony Edwards, because we were talking about that yesterday, me and Ramona and Mace. But Jameis is pretty quotable, I would say.
Hey, that show that is coming out, I think it's Netflix. Is it
Starting
Five? What? I don't know the.
It's basically quarterbacks and receiver.
Yeah, we've talked about this, Cap, because you said, I liked those shows, so I'll probably like this one.
Right, but I just didn't know if this had anything to do with their Olympic trip or.
No, it's about their whole season last year.
Okay, all right, I'll watch it. When's it come out? It comes out soon, doesn't it?
Couple weeks.
Next month. Yeah.
Oh, all right, I'll watch it. I'll start getting myself ready for basketball.
This, that, paddywhack, give a dog a bone.
Thank you, Jameis. It's LeBron, Anthony Edwards, DeMontis Sabonis, Jimmy Butler, and there's one more guy I'm missing.
I don't know, but I'll watch it. I found myself this year getting ready for NFL football season by watching receiver. I will get myself ready for basketball season by watching whatever this show is called.
Jason Tatum, which maybe does include the Olympic experience. Who knows?
All right. Hey,
all right. So
football,
backup quarterbacks, right?
Yeah,
go.
But let me. Speaking of football, though, for a quick second here,
Bubba.
You realize there are 5 teams. There are 5 teams going into Week 3 as we get ready to kick off here on Thursday night between the Cowboys and the Giants. Yes. There are 5 teams this week that will enter the season or enter the week as undefeateds. I'll give you the team. You tell me if they're for real or if they're not for real, because they're currently 3-0.
What is for real? The definition of for real, like a championship contender?
Like, do you think, are you buying them at 3-0, or is it just, hey, byproduct of who they played? It's early in the season, not really buying these guys. There's only 5 of them. You ready?
Okay, go ahead.
The Vikings. They beat the Giants. They beat the 49ers. They ham-slammed Houston last week. Are you buying the Vikings?
No, I'm buying them. I think that they're a legit playoff contender, yeah.
Okay. The Seahawks have beaten Denver, New England, and Miami. By the way, this week they'll play on Monday night when we're at Commerce Casino. They'll play against Detroit. I think we'll know a little bit more about the Seahawks. What do you think?
Not buying them.
Okay. Here's the third team. Steelers with wins at Atlanta, at Denver, and then we saw what they did last week tearing apart the Chargers. Are you buying the Steelers at 3-0?
No.
Tougher conference, but I would say they are going to be in the playoff contention mix. I'm buying that, yes.
The Buffalo Bills are 3-0, wins against Arizona.
Yes, I'm buying
Miami.
Yeah,
and then they just annihilated
Josh Allen is going to win the MVP.
Yeah, he's already the MVP in Sedano's book.
Yeah.
Okay. And the final team.
The Chiefs, yes, I'm buying them.
Chiefs, listen.
You mean the 2-time defending Super Bowl champions? Yes,
that's
I'm
right.
buying them.
Hey, listen, they beat Baltimore. They beat Cincinnati by a point. They kind of squeaked by Atlanta. But no matter what, the Chiefs know how to win.
Yeah.
So you're buying the Vikings. You're not buying the Seahawks. You like the Steelers, Bills, and Chiefs. Okay.
Great.
Yeah, Seahawks are the only team I'm not
ways
buying.
To win.
And as far as the backup quarterbacks, I do feel like Drake May being the best backup is a little bit presumptuous, no?
I mean, how do we know?
Right, we don't. That's my point.
Who do you think the best backup is?
It's a good question.
I know, that's why I asked it.
Okay, thank you.
It's a tough call. Got to make that call.
I mean, listen, I think Jameis is in the conversation. If I had to think about who would be...
This, that, patty whack, give a dog a bone.
Exactly.
Give Chewy that bone.
Jimmy Garoppolo is in that conversation for me. Sam Howell is in that conversation for me.
Jimmy G, you know, it's funny you say that because when Greg, and I was going over this list with Greg, and he goes, Jimmy G's on there at number 8. Well, give me a break. He should be like 30.
I'm not a fan.
What about Tyrod Taylor?
I don't even think he's on there.
Yeah, he is. He's number 6.
Oh, just kidding. JK.
I think Jimmy G, you know, if you have if you're like a team, a contender, Jimmy G is your backup. Like that's a hell of a backup to have.
Why haven't any of these teams like the Dolphins or who else?
But we know he's good with good teams. He was bad with the Raiders because the Raiders stink.
Yeah, no, he was good with the 49ers. He wasn't great. He was good.
He was good. That's all I'm saying.
He was obviously not good with the Raiders, but let's face it, the Raiders have a lot of dysfunction, coaching-related issues, players who were pissed about being there.
And he's not somebody that can carry a team.
No, not even close.
So, and that's what the Raiders need on offense. They need someone that can carry the team. So, Jimmy Garoppolo, though, if you have a good roster, is a really good backup. I would say an elite-level backup.
I would say by reputation, but we'd have to see it in practice.
And Sam Howell, didn't he throw for nearly 4,000 yards in Washington not too long ago? Yeah. He's a good backup, dude.
Is Joshua Dobbs on anybody's roster?
I mean, Joshua Dobbs is a little bit of an anomaly, though. He's a bit of... he's, good for, a few games, and then he becomes Joshua Dobbs again.
Well, unfortunately, that's the life of a backup quarterback. You know, you can come in, play a game or two, possibly do well. I mean, listen, that's Taylor Heineke.
That's the best job you can have in the NFL because you get paid the most to hopefully never even have to play.
Well, that's the whole key. The best job in the NFL is being a backup quarterback who's never asked to play.
Yeah, and the guy in Cincinnati, Browning, he played pretty decent for them last year when Burrow went out.
That's right.
How do they have Michael Penix at number 5?
Well, it's much like Drake May. Why is Drake May number 1?
I still don't understand why Drake.
Neither of them have played.
Big penis energy.
Maybe that's why.
Where's Blake? Isn't he supposed to join us now?
Is he on the list?
Yeah, he's on the list. I just texted you guys.
Balake.
To call him.
Oh.
We wanted to wrap up our backup quarterbacks combo. Call him Blake right now.
All right, let's put Blake Harris on there and see what he thinks about tonight's game between the Padres and the Dodgers. See what he expects tonight.
Did you cry yesterday when the Padres lost?
I didn't cry yet, but I will just say this: I know
you love this team. That's why you said that.
This year I love him. Last year I hated him. Last year was a team where Juan Soto, all he cared about was his own money. And a closer by the name of
Juan
Josh
Soto's
Hader.
doing just fine right now, though.
Oh, Juan Soto's had a great year. He's had an incredible year. But you know what? He was playing for a team that can eventually afford to pay him. I am so curious about this game tonight because the Dodgers come out like businesslike. And the Padres, I think, come out like hyped up, knowing everything's on the line. Lose this game tonight, it's over. Win this game tonight, you're going into Arizona as the Dodgers go into Colorado, and we still mathematically aren't exactly sure how it will all play out. So I'm kind of pumped about this game tonight. I can tell you this. It's a good thing that Dallas and the Giants have kicked off because at 7:10, when the Padres and the Dodgers, when they start, I will not be watching any more of this football game. That I can tell you. Not really that interested.
Bubba.
Although I do have the Giants tonight. I got the Giants +6.
The G-Men?
That's right.
Blake is there. You can follow him on Twitter, Cappy. I don't know if you know this. At Blake
aware.
H. Harris.
He agrees with me on Jameis, by the way.
And you could subscribe to his Substack where he does the Lord's work covering your Los Angeles Dodgers, the Blake Harris Substack.
Knick-knack, this, that, patty whack, give a dog a bone.
Yeah, I think Jameis is probably the best backup. I think he's absolutely in the conversation, sure.
Give Chewy a bone.
What do you think, Balake?
He is the best and the worst backup quarterback you can ask for. If you want a guy to go out and throw 400 yards and 2 touchdowns, he's your guy. If you want a guy that can go out there and throw 100 yards with 4 interceptions, he's also your guy.
He is. That's true.
I still don't understand how Drake May's the number 1 on the list, and I don't understand how Michael Penix is number 5 on the list. I don't get it. Guys who've not even played yet.
Not a snap. Who made this list again? Who was it?
It's from ESPN's Seth Walder.
Get Seth Walder on the phone.
You want me to call Seth?
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's fine.
Yeah, come on, Walder.
Yeah. You know what? Call Solak and see if he'll come on so we can rip Solak for Walder's list.
We
Who created this list?
Actually, that would be funny if we called Solak and said, Solak, I can't believe you created this list. Like, just make it seem like he created the list. He's like, wait, guys, it wasn't me. It was Seth Walder.
Well, we're still blaming you for it.
We'll definitely call him tomorrow, for sure.
Who created this list?
Balake, you need a list. Create a list so we can rip you.
Yeah, that's right. And by the way, we may have to rip you anyway. Well, let's see what you have to say about tonight's game. So, what do you think? What do you expect tonight from Walker Buehler?
That's a great question, because if this was any other starts over the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months, I would expect the usual. I'd expect him to probably allow 3 to 5 runs, probably only give you a couple innings. But Walker Buehler, I know it's tough to remember because it's been so long, is one of the best big game pitchers in all of baseball. Now, granted, this was all before he had his second Tommy John surgery. This was, like I said, 3 or 4 years ago. But when the lights are the brightest, this is one of the guys you want on the mound. So with the division on the line tonight, I would not be surprised if Walker Buehler comes out and gives his best outing of the year because he has that dog in him. Now, with that being said, I also wouldn't be surprised if he allows 6 earned runs and the Dodgers got to go to Colorado with the division on the line. So it's a half glass full, half glass empty. But I'm gonna buy in with Buehler and say that he shoves tonight.
Well, the thing is, he's got the head. To your point, because in his career, he's come up huge in these types of moments. So we know he's got the mental capacity to handle the moment. The question is, does he have the physical capacity to handle the moment? And that's what we don't know.
Yeah, like I said, we've only seen it a couple of times from him this year. I think out of his 15 or so starts, he's really only had 2, maybe 3 good outings. So the odds are really slim. But like I said, when the lights are brightest, when there's so much on the line, maybe he's going to be able to tap into something he hasn't been able to tap to all season. So it's going to be fun to see because I really think Buehler, especially now considering he probably has to be their number 3 starter in October, this is a fantastic, this is a delicious appetizer that's going to prepare us Dodgers fans for what he's going to do in a week and a half.
You hear that, George? Delicious appetizer. This is the lettuce wrap. I mean,
that's an interesting choice for an app, Cappy.
Yeah, it's a nice
wrap.
app. I mean, a lettuce wrap is a nice app.
Hey,
you know what I mean? It's that nice
Cappy,
crispy piece of lettuce.
That is my girlfriend's go-to. That is my girlfriend's go-to. So don't sleep on the lettuce wraps.
No.
See, I like a good a good spinach dip. You know what I mean? Like give me a good spinach dip with some tortilla.
Yeah.
You know.
I know that's sort of Rachel's go-to appetizer, and I'm always like, ugh, it's so fattening and creamy, and can't we just get the lettuce wraps?
I mean, but it's delicious though.
It is tasty. I will grant you that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Blake,
how about a little mozz stick?
A little mozz stick. Oh, the
little
mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Yeah, but it's fried and I mean, like I want to eat it, but I don't want to eat it. You know what I mean?
It's so delicious though.
I know it is tasty.
How about a good chicken finger?
A little marina with that mozzarella stick. Yeah.
You know, at Denny's, I used to go with the sampler, and sometimes I would just replace the onion rings with some fries. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I wanted the onion rings, the chicken tenders, and the mozzarella sticks.
No, the onion rings are outstanding. But again, it's all just so fried. You know what I mean? And right now,
yeah, but I mean, I loved it when I was 24.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Like right now, I think I'm on the verge of a heart attack at any minute. You know, so. Balake, so we asked you about Walker Buehler. Flip it. What do you expect tonight, maybe on the other side, Joe Musgrove, the face guy of the Padres pitching staff, the guy that's got to come up big for San Diego? What do you expect out of him tonight against this very tough Dodger lineup?
Yeah, Joe Musgrove, he's been a guy that's given the Dodgers fits over the years. Now, I know he's missed a lot of time this year with injury. This isn't quite the same Joe Musgrove that we've seen in years past where he's like a Cy Young caliber pitcher. But when healthy, he's still one of the 15 best starters in all of baseball. So I'm expecting a really tough matchup for this Dodgers lineup. When we saw the Dodgers, they got to Dylan Cease, who was the Padres ace. So that's what gave me hope because I, for the most part, entering the series, didn't have that much hope with this Dodgers offense considering the starting pitching they were going to be facing. But if they were able to get to Dylan Cease the way they did, I'm confident they can get to Joe Musgrove the way they did last night.
Okay. Now, Balake, how excited are you to watch Shohei Ohtani in the postseason? Because if it's anything like what we've just seen from him recently, including that game-winning RBI yesterday, I mean, I'm here for it. And I think the world is here for it. But for those that haven't, look, I know Dodger fans are watching the games, but maybe not everyone is able to put it into context what he's been doing lately. How would you contextualize his kind of hot streak here recently?
Yeah, I said this the other day on a very popular and entertaining San Diego-based show, but this was a really, really great chance to see what Shohei could do on the biggest stage because this is the biggest series of his career up until this point. He's never played in the playoffs before. The Angels were never close. So this Padres series was the biggest series of his life, and he has been just as good as advertised. I mean, yesterday he literally put the Dodgers team on his back, said, get on, I'm taking you to the promised land, and he single-handedly won the game for the Dodgers. So seeing that he's able to perform, now granted, it's not the postseason, it's only been a 2-game sample size, but he has shown up this series. A lot of the other Dodger star hitters, like a Mookie Betts and a Freddie Freeman, they haven't shown up so far. They didn't show up last postseason, so it looks like the Dodgers are going to have to rely on Shohei Ohtani in the postseason, and it's a tough ask because you're having to really put all of your eggs into one basket, but I think he's the guy that can do it. And the thing that I love most that I think a lot of people noticed last night, this guy cares. I mean, he hits the go-ahead single, and he's acting like he just sent the Dodgers to the World Series. You don't see that from any of the players on the team. This guy wants to win. He wants to win badly, and I think that's really going to be massive when the Dodgers enter October baseball next week.
I mean, Ohtani last night, 2 for 3, 2 RBIs, 1 run, 1 stolen base, 1 walk, and to your point, showing more emotion than we ever see out of him. And you say he cares. Do you think Mookie Betts cares? Because it seems that a lot of Dodger fans were pissed at Mookie earlier today. How dare he interview Fernando Tatis on his podcast? And how dare he smile and giggle when talking about the triple play? And how dare he celebrate the Padres making it to the postseason? Were you as equally angry at Mookie Betts as so many other Dodger fans?
Oh, yeah. After seeing that, I was saying he needs to be DFA'd. How dare he, in his free time, do something? No, that's the thing. All these guys, they definitely care. I know we're hard on them. I think the thing we want to see the most is we just want to see the emotion. We want to see you get a base hit and show emotion. We want to see you make a great play in the outfield. We want to see you show an emotion. And for the most part, the Dodgers have kind of lacked that over the years. Teoscar Hernandez, he's been a great example this year. He's kind of bringing that passion into the clubhouse. But I think for the most part, it's with a lot of these guys. They're so accustomed to playing in the postseason. They're so accustomed to cruising to the NL West title. This is kind of just another year for them. Whereas for Shohei, for example, this is the biggest series of his life. This is why it's such a big deal for him. And there was a tweet I saw last night. I forget who it was from, but they pointed out a lot of the guys that we've seen showing emotion so far this year for the Dodgers, and especially recently, these are guys that have either never been to the postseason or they've only been a couple of times. So maybe, again, because the lack of playoff experience for some of these guys, that makes them step up even more. Like even Michael Kopech last night, when he shut the door in the ninth inning, I mean, he looked fired up like he just shut down a World Series game. So obviously all these guys care, at least I sure hope so. But I think it's just being there every single year. Maybe they can't quite show that kind of fire, but I want to see it from them. Everyone on the Philadelphia Phillies, all those guys show kind of fire. The San Diego Padres, more so when they're at home than on the road. But all these guys, they show so much fire. They show so much intensity. And I wish we could see that from every player on the Dodgers, considering how big the stakes are at this moment in the season.
There he is, Balake. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at Blake H. Harris. You do what Cappy doesn't do, but what I do and Lindsay does, which is subscribe to his Substack, where he does the Lord's work, okay?
Yeah, I don't do
covering your Los Angeles Dodgers on a daily basis. I mean, incredible insight, great work each and every day. It'll be right in your inbox. You can just read it right from there. You don't even have to you don't have to click on anything if you don't want to, but it's all there at your convenience, and it's all his hard work, his blood, sweat, and tears for your Dodger faithful and your team.
Who wins tonight? Who wins tonight, Blake?
I got to go with the Dodgers. I think after last night, they're going to be fired up. They're going to be amped up, and I think they're going to get it done.
There it is. There it is. That's what I like to hear, Balake. All right, and of course, he's got Harris highlights on YouTube during the college football season, so check that out too. All right, dude, we'll talk to you.
I appreciate you guys. Hopefully, Bueller's a nice appetizer stamper tonight with the spinach dip, the mozzarella sticks, and of course, those delicious lettuce wraps.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, you get the combo plate. That could be a new combo at the. If we did, you know what? We should start our own sports bar called Cappy's, and we could have all those things on the menu.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, the lettuce wraps down at Lazy Dog are really good. Right there in LA Live, those things are fire.
Yeah. By the way, Balake, how much of me was on your Harris highlights when I was doing a game that had 120 points the other day?
George, because I was out last week. I was in Oregon for a wedding. So were you on the North Carolina James Madison game?
Yeah.
Congrats, because I was hearing about that game, and now that I know you're on the call, I'm going to go and I'm going to watch the highlights of that game because I haven't seen any yet. Because, like I said, I was out of town.
My voice
awesome.
is like weakened since doing that game. Like, I'm not even joking.
I was going to say by like the 14th touchdown, I'm not sure if he had anything left in you.
There were 16 touchdowns in the game. It's insane.
Oh my goodness.
Cappy watched most of it.
I don't know what the hell I was doing on a Saturday morning watching that dreck.
I mean, a lot of people were watching because they were just stunned at what was happening.
That was me. That's why I kept watching.
Yeah. So, all right, Balake, we'll talk to you, bud.
Awesome. You guys have a great weekend.
See you.
Tell you what, George, not this weekend, but the next weekend when my Pitt Panthers play against North Carolina, they better put up 70 against them.
I mean, Eli Holstein's really good, Cappy.
I know. He's probably going to wind up leaving and going like somewhere else. Maybe he'll just bail out right now in redshirt like everybody else is doing around
like
college
Sluka?
football. Not just Sluka, like also like Bear Alexander from USC.
Yeah, he's not happy about his playing time, though.
Mm-hmm.
You see that Lincoln Riley just barely – I mean, he just kind of barely acknowledged it today when asked about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he doesn't want to have to answer for that.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to have an old guy take about it. I'm just going to tell you that right now. And people go, oh, you're old. Oh, my God, these kids, let them make their money. Like, this is killing college football. But that's just my old guy take. Just be prepared.
Because you're old.
Because I'm an old guy now.
And you're a guy.
Yep, I'm both.
Hence, old guy.
That's right.
And, your stuff almost came out on the internet.
Dude, it almost just dropped right out. Seriously, the entire fruit salad just popped right out.
The cantaloupes.
Oh, dude, if even for a second.
The melons.
Right.
The honeydew.
I mean, seriously, if that would have happened just for like a split second, you know how many people like Radio Michael would have captured that and then blown it up and then be like, look at this, Cap's junk just dropped out on the YouTube.
That would not have been the way I would have expected to go viral.
Right. Yeah.
And somehow I would have been suspended for this too.
Right, and somehow I would have gotten fired over. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. I was doing a clapper vision. What do you want me to do? I don't know who's going to fall out.
Cappy, let's talk about our fallout from yesterday where you didn't listen to me on the WNBA playoffs for Prize Picks.
Well, because I didn't listen to you yesterday and because I did not win yesterday on Prize Picks, I'm coming back today for another opportunity. So right now the Giants are leading Dallas 3-0. I decided to play Daniel Jones for more than 202.5 passing yards, which I don't even know if he'll come close. And I decided to play more on Dak Prescott for 259.5 passing yards. And then I decided, because I got to have a little bit of action tonight on the Dodgers and the Padres, and because the Dodgers have scored in the first inning of both of the first two games, I took Joe Musgrove and Walker Buehler in a combination play that one of the two of them will give up a run in the first inning. So I've got Musgrove Buehler for more than half a run in the first inning, Dak Prescott for more than 259.5 passing yards, and Daniel Jones more than 200.5 passing yards. What do you think about that play?
How are we doing so far, though?
Well, let's see. Dallas has the ball. They're driving. I'd have to look up and see how Prescott is doing so far, but it's early.
It's just a toss play right now.
Yeah, it's early in the game.
Oh, wait, did he just toss it to CeeDee Lamb, who lined up in the backfield?
It certainly appears that way.
Yeah.
It sure does. It does. Wow. Hey, George, everybody should download the Prize Picks app. They should use our code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. When they make their first $5 play, they get the $50 bonus win or lose. And the thing is, George, this Sunday, when the Bears host the Rams, this is the last Sunday of September. So this is your last chance for the Caleb Williams free square at half a yard passing.
Yeah. And by the way, Cappy, you got to take advantage of that. But it's the key. The key is to what you're going to pair it with, Cappy. What are we going to pair it with?
I haven't decided yet for this weekend, but I will tell you that I do have a handicapper who specializes in Prize Picks. And one of the plays that he suggested was for Derek Carr for fewer, so less than his passing yard total. He also said Alvin Kamara less on his rushing yard total because apparently the New Orleans Saints offensive line has got a bunch of injuries in it. So I'm going to definitely be playing less on Derek Carr and Alvin Kamara.
How would Derek Carr feel about that, though?
I'll tell you what, man, it's going to be a tough time out there. I'll tell you what, he's offensive lineman, man. We need these guys. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, he'd just break out that NASCAR accent for no reason.
Yeah. So, look, you need to download the Prize Pick app. Make sure you use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. When what is the deal here? They get you put in $5 and they give you 50 automatically, right,
so
Cappy?
You got to make a $5 play.
Right.
You make a $5 play, whether you win or lose, it's the $50 bonus. Bam, it's right there in your account.
10 times your money right there. Boom. 5 for 50.
That's it. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the code Cappy. Let's play together. Let's win together. And let's do it on Prize Picks.
And, guys, don't forget that USC is back at the Coliseum on Saturday for the Big Ten home opener against the Wisconsin Badgers. Coverage begins at 10:30 a.m. on 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app. Saturday's game presented by I Trust Capital. I Trust Capital, the official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans. Fight on! Fight on.
Just like in sports, you can never predict an accident. It will come when you least expect it. Travis Rogers here with DeMarco Farr to tell you about our friend, Joseph S. Normand.
If you're in any accident, call Joseph at 213-747-2000. The team at Normand Legal is ready to help you and achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Joseph at 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. The law office of Joseph.
Team compete, but Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win and experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
This is the Rams Report. here's Travis Rogers.
The Los Angeles Rams get their first win of the season with a walk-off shot, 27-24. Josh Carty knocks through a 37-yard field goal for the first game winner of his career, and it was set up by a series of special teams plays from the Los Angeles Rams. A fake punt late in the second quarter sets up the Rams' first touchdown, and then later in the game, when the Rams trailing by 2 scores, Xavier Smith with a huge punt return to put the Rams in position to kick that game-winning field goal, and it was the 2 guys that you might have thought of coming into it. The quarterback, Matthew Stafford, 221 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions on the day, and a big day for Rams running back Kyren Williams. 24 carries, 89 yards, and a pair of touchdowns, including the one that tied the game late in the fourth quarter. With Monday's Rams Report, I'm Travis Rogers.
That's today's Rams Report on your home of Rams football. 710 ESPN.
At Norm's, we like it on the bone. Hey, get your mind out of the gutter. I'm talking 3/4-pound T-bone steaks starting at just $16.99. Make it a trio with shrimp and bone and wings, or get steak and eggs with hash browns and hot cakes, each for a few dollars more. Available all day, every day.
Come to Carden Alleyway Hyundai and lease a new 2025 Hyundai Elantra SC for only $189 a month plus tax for 36 months, or $199% APR for 60 months, your choice. Plus, get peace of mind driving with America's best warranty. Carden Alleyway Hyundai just off the 91 freeway, or CardenAlleyWayHyundai.com. Lease for $189 plus tax, license and fee to well-qualified buyers. 36-month lease, 10K miles per year, $29.99 due at signing. 1.99% APR at $28.64 per $1,000 finance. Not all buyers will qualify, subject to HMF credit approval. Expires 9/30/2024.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
In 2021, LSU finished with a disappointing 6-7 record. Luckily for them, a new head coach in Chip Kelly and a quarterback from Arizona State, Jaden Daniels, arrived in Baton Rouge. They lead LSU to the 2022 SEC Championship game and defeated Purdue in the Citrus Bowl to finish 10-4. Kelly and Daniels made that 2021 season like it never even happened.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN. It's 6:30 p.m. Big deal or no deal. Take it away, Sedano.
Linz, you take it away.
Thanks, Sedano.
By the way, you did a great job fighting on earlier.
I mean, I tried. Fight
No,
on.
she did a much better job. She did it right. She did it like correctly this time.
I said, fight on. Fight on.
Fight on.
Fight on. Fight on.
Fight on.
I love the mashup. I think that's the best part.
You know what, DeAndre? I'm going to get you one of these days. You'll see.
I'm going to get you, sucker.
I'll get you. I'll get you, and so will
DeAndre, have you
Davis.
ever what you know about I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker? You ever seen that movie?
I have not, no.
Oh,
Come
that's
on,
a
dog.
movie you gotta see, bro. Like
Come
now
on,
that
dog.
one,
A lot more of these
I don't
movies.
know if that holds up, but it was hilarious. The Wayans brothers made that movie. That was so funny.
I'm going to get you, sucker.
Knick-knack, this, that, paddywhack, give a dog a bone.
And it's definitely, I'll say this, it's definitely more entertaining, even if I haven't probably seen it in 25 years, it's definitely more entertaining than Purple Rain.
Come on, George.
Oh, Purple Rain.
Come on, George. Easy.
I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker is definitely more entertaining, because at least you'll laugh a few times. Like, Purple Rain is just like...
Oh, it's too serious, and it's very dark at times.
Very heavy.
Super serious,
Yeah.
super dark, super heavy, and then all of a sudden, random, like, awesome music.
Yeah, but then you're like, how could Prince possibly ride that motorcycle? He weighs like 112 pounds, and the motorcycle's like 4,000 pounds.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Linz.
All right, so earlier this week, we know the WNBA playoffs are going on right now.
Mhm.
And earlier this week, the Connecticut Sun, which is one of the top teams in the WNBA and had a legitimate shot at winning a championship, they had practice at their facility that was preempted due to a 2-year-old scheduled birthday party ahead of the playoff game.
Oh, boy.
So
What's their facility, like a roller skating rink or something?
No, I mean, it's just like, I guess the...
Chuck E. Cheese?
No. Good pizza, by the way. I don't think that it's any different than a typical practice facility. It was one of those things where, just like, let's say it's like the Lakers.
Yeah,
and
people
El
can
Segundo. You can rent it out. Yeah,
you can rent. People rent it out.
And play basketball, whatever. But I mean, I don't know who's playing basketball at a 2-year-old's party, but whatever. So the compromise was then that the Sun had to move to the other and one end of the court and carry on their practice ahead of a playoff game while they used the other half of the facility for a 2-year-old's birthday party. And I feel like that's one of those things, like, that's not ever going to happen in the NBA. So is this a big deal or a no deal?
Yeah, no, it's a big deal because of just the randomness of it. Yeah, look, I think Cappy nailed this the other day, where the league needs to get ownership that's serious about, and I'm not saying there aren't teams that are. Las Vegas has got which interestingly enough, Mark Davis is one of the owners or the main owner. They've got their own facility. They got their own setup. The New York team has their own setup because Joe Tsai, the Nets owner, owns them. There are a number of teams like that. I know Dwayne Wade is a part owner of the Chicago team, and they've got a good setup. They've got their own little mini, like a nice 5,000-6,000 seat arena, and got their own practice facility there. Like, there's some teams that are doing it right. Connecticut is one of those teams, but I do think that more teams need to get on board. But I think, to your point, Cap, that means they got to get real ownership involved at some of these other places.
I think the entire thing is an embarrassment, honestly. Like, let me tell you something right now. If the WNBA wants someone like me, and I say me because I've never been a WNBA fan. I was interested in the WNBA primarily because I got caught up in the Caitlin Clark phenomenon. And then, of course, I kind of started it, and then I didn't really finish it. If the WNBA wants to get a casual fan, not a hardcore basketball fan, and not somebody who's been a WNBA fan, if the WNBA wants to get the casual fan, they got to start treating these players like the superstars they promote them as. Because, George, here's the reality. These basketball players, they're not multi-million-dollar superstars. Caitlin Clark is because she's got endorsement deals.
Right, there's a few that have endorsement deals like that, right?
But otherwise, these girls are making very little money, number one.
Correct, yeah.
Number two, they're not being treated like equals when it comes to the NBA, and I grant you, they're not. Maybe they haven't been filling arenas for the last 50 years. Maybe they don't have a multi-billion-dollar TV deal. But you know what? They've bragged all season about more people in attendance. They bragged all year about more people watching than ever before. Well, guess what, WNBA? Grow up and treat your players like pros, not like they're a bunch of junior college players.
You know what? One of the players said.
Rack me.
Alyssa Thomas, which she is like a superstar, she said, "Do better, do better."
She did.
Just for you,
she did.
Cappy.
She used your
That's
phrase, Cappy.
Yeah.
That's right. Do better,
Do better.
is right. You tell them, girl.
And that's it for Big Deal or No Deal.
Come on, really?
Yeah. That's it. We got to go, bro. You got dealer's choice.
Deal or
You
no
gotta get
deal.
to the dealer's choice real deal, brought to you by Seller's Advantage, Cappy.
I know, but I like Big Deal or No Deal, and I like more Big Deal or No Deal. I don't like less Big Deal or No Deal.
I'm sorry,
to me, it's a big deal that we're having less big deals.
Well, fight on.
Darn right.
Exactly.
I will fight on.
Knick-knack, this, that, patty whack, give a dog a bone.
Fight on.
Fight on. I hate you guys.
You should get the one she did right, the one she did correctly.
No, that one's no good, right?
I know, but you mix it up in the other in the mashup. You know?
Remix.
Right. Hey, let me tell you about my guy Jacob, guys. You've heard the jingle for years. Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob. You should never forget those 8 words, because if you're involved in an auto accident, slip or fall, at the market, the store, whatever it is, you need help. So you call Jacob, 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. So if you're in an accident or any kind of injury, call my guy Jacob and Ronnie, man. Him and his team will get you to the doctor if you get hurt. And make sure you get the rental car, all without paying a penny. And they'll handle the phone calls, which we know is a real pain in the rear. And they make sure that you get the settlement you deserve. That's the most important part. El dinero. All right. Let Jacob and his team remove all the stress that you have to deal with when it comes to the insurance company. And let's hope you don't need to call Jacob, right? But if you do, you call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 send you. But if you do have to call him, you or a friend or a loved one, if you got to call Jacob and Ronnie. An accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB, or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Hey guys, it's Cap. So you get this letter from the Department of Water and Power with two big bold words, high usage. And you don't really know what to do about it, but you kind of have an idea of who you can blame. So you go knock on your daughter's door and you go, hey, would you stop showering for 45 minutes twice a day? And then you go to your son and say, would you please stop washing your car 3 times a week? And then you continue with your life until you get another one of these beautiful letters that says high usage on it. This is where the Water Boy comes in. The Water Boy specializes in pressurized leak detection. All they do, day in and day out, is go to homes and find leaks. Their state-of-the-art equipment allows them to visually and acoustically inspect your pipes to find that stubborn leak that's constantly flowing. It can be anything from a failing toilet to a burst pipe in your slab. You don't even know it existed. They have ample amounts of experience from water damage restoration to general construction and plumbing that, when combined, allows them to master the art of leak detection. They do non-destructive leak detections, which means they're not going to open or damage the structure of your home. Their equipment is advanced enough to listen to the exposed surfaces and indicate where the leak is occurring. They are widely used by homeowners, property managers, and even realtors to inspect pressurized water systems to make sure they're intact and functioning with no leaks. Call Omer at the Water Boy Leak Detection today, 818-518-5055. Visit thewaterboyinc.com. That's the Water Boy Leak Detection at 818-518-5055. Talk to Omer. He's going to take good care of you at the Water Boy. Visit thewaterboyinc.com.
Join Beto Duran and the ESPN LA promo team at El Mercado Northgate Market in Costa Mesa for the LAFC watch party versus Cincinnati. Show up early and get your spot at 3 p.m. Beto has drink specials, Northgate gift cards, and LAFC tickets to give away. Join Beto Saturday at 3 p.m., 2300 Harbor Boulevard in Costa Mesa, Northgate Gonzalez Market. Every visit has a story.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey, it's Mason. Football is back. The Commerce Casino and Hotel is your new place for Monday Night Football. We've teamed up with Commerce. Monday Night Football happening all season starting September 9th. Food and drink specials, all kinds of giveaways, even athlete appearances. Go to CommerceCasino.com for details. Of course, you can always hit the tables before or after the game for some great poker. When you think Monday Night Football, think Commerce Casino.
Got to be 21 to play. Play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgambling.ca.gov.
Hey football fans, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, football fans, with BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Join your Angels for every Saturday night home game and stay to enjoy a post-game Saturday night fireworks show driven by SoCal Honda dealers. Visit angels.com/promotions for more details.
All right. Final segment of the program, Cappy. It's been a fun ride. We talked backup quarterbacks. We talked about the Dodgers and Padres. We talked about me going to Koopel's Bakery tomorrow, having a lobster roll. All of it, Jack.
Wow, you just got that in. Nice work.
Now we got Dealer's Choice.
Yeah, Dealer's Choice and the real deal. Brought to you by Seller's Advantage. You want to sell your house before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They're going to buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. And they make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer. SellersAdvantage.com. The number, I know I said it fast, 888-390-AS-IS. Dealer's Choice.
Is that like as is, like include us? As is.
No, it's as is, as in like fight on.
Don't forget, Cappy, you have to say DRE number 01961658.
Do I still have to say it?
No, because I just said it, but in the future.
The way you say DRE, though, like we should maybe call it like Dr. Dre.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Like the DRE.
It's like MLS number blah, 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 and they do that with like mortgages and stuff, you know?
Was goody, was goody. All right, I'm going to make an admission.
DeAndre's laugh, by the way, low-key is pretty funny.
No, not even low-key, high-key.
There you go.
I'm going to make an admission to you, George.
Okay.
Shohei is now naked.
No, that's not the admission that I wanted to make. That is not the admission I was thinking.
What?
Get out.
Continue, sorry.
How's Funchy's nose? How's Funchy's nose, by the way?
I don't know. He can't breathe. He's not even in anymore.
He took the rest of the week off.
Right. He's like walking around with an oxygen tank.
Look at you, Funch.
Love you, Funchy lover. Poor guy. Can't breathe.
Hey, man, yeah, man, yeah, we're good, man, yeah, I'm getting my nose, yeah, we're good, man, we're good.
I'll say something right now. My brother walked right into that garage door because he was looking down at his phone.
Oh,
people,
man.
let that be a lesson. Pick your head up.
Yeah.
Look what's going on in front of you.
Keep your head up.
All right. So as far as Dealer's Choice goes, I got to make an admission. It's not one that I'm proud of, but I'm willing to admit I'm willing to do this here. You know how like we in LA all love like cop chases on the freeway? Like we will stop what we're doing and we will turn on the TV and we will just watch these car chases. And we're all like waiting for something bad to happen, but it's typical, right? It's like you just can't not watch. And, you know, I got to tell you guys, as a kid who grew up in South Florida, darling, all right, my whole life, it got to hurricane season, and it was the same thing every year. It's coming. It's the big one. It's going to tear your house apart. Get ready. You're going to die, the whole thing. Right?
I mean, a couple of times it did happen to some people.
Oh, yeah. And don't get me wrong, dude. We prepared every time. My father and I would be outside. We'd be boarding up the house. We'd be covering up the windows. We'd tape the windows. We'd fill the bathtubs. We'd raid the grocery stores. We stocked up. I mean, every single time there's a hurricane, we were like, this is the big one. We better go. We better take care of things. And 9.9 out of 10 times, at the very last minute, they're like, oh, it just turned. It was this latitude and this longitude, and it just turned like 0.5%, and guess what? We're fine.
Right.
It's like a guilty, weird pleasure in some way. There's a hurricane that's going on right now. It's 140 miles an hour. It's up to Category 4. It's supposed
400
to make,
miles in diameter.
Yeah, it's supposed to make landfall in Tallahassee, Florida. My niece goes to Florida State. She had to go home. You had to get out of town. This thing is supposed to just tear the panhandle of Florida apart, right? And I'm sitting here watching it like I'm watching a sitcom. I don't know what it is about the Weather Channel and these meteorologists that are all in their rain gear getting poured on. The wind is flying. Objects are flying. I just can't turn away from it.
Cappy, we got to go, buddy. There's something that we have a heart out here at the top now.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right, see you.